Come on.
Spin.
Dr. Sleep. Dr. Sleep.
Yes!
Yes, that's what I wanted.
Oh my god.
Way, dude.
Ronan is probably dancing right now.
Like, I gotta be here
If
for
you
next.
dream
I
it,
gotta
it will come.
I gotta
can't
come
believe
next
that.
Wednesday, man.
Dude.
Look at Coriander's
That is
face.
awesome.
Night, this is the second stream somebody manifested the answer.
That's true.
Think it.
Yes.
Welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on? Here we are, Thursday morning, and that was a clip from last night when we had our awesome episode where we did a watch party, Stephen King watch party, and yes, it was a blast. All right, let me just see who we have in the chat. And we'll get going on this thing. Let's see who. Okay. And we got Val. Val is in the chat. What's going on, Val? Hope you're doing good. Saying good morning to everyone. She's the general. You guys know what happens if you don't follow the rules. Something different might happen.
Fuck! Oh, well, that's it, isn't it? It's over! You motherfucker!
That's the stupidest fucking thing I ever heard.
All right, what's up, Val? Blanca's in the chat. What's going on, Blanca? Saying the worst horror movie ever made was actually one of the worst horror movies ever made or seen. All right, you caught me with that one. What? Okay. And it's actually called the worst horror movie ever made. Oh, okay. All right. Val's going with Flatliners from 2017. The question was, what was the worst horror movie that you've ever seen? All right. What's going on? Lamar's in the chat. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Movie Rankers in the chat. What's up, man? Silent Night, Deadly Night 3. It's probably the most boring slasher I've ever seen. Don't know about worse, though. All right. I hear you. Coriander, what's up, Coriander? The Blair Witch. Stop. You That's not true.
That's the stupidest fucking thing I ever heard.
Nah, I'm just joking. I know you hate that movie, though. It's not the worst. Oh my god. What's up, Nanette? Say the worst horror movie I ever seen was Thanksgiving. All right. Ben's in the chat. Amityville Thanksgiving was pretty terrible. All right. Slender Man as well. Okay. All right. I haven't seen that. Movie Ranker saying, "Oh wait, I know, Alone in the Dark, god awful movie." Geez, I wonder if I've seen that one. I think I might have seen that one. I can't remember. Now you got me wondering. What's up, Jamie? Jamie's in the chat saying good morning. What's going on? And Trick or Treat's in the chat. What's up? Black Christmas 2019 was god awful. Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension was horrendous. Really? Okay. All right. Let's see. Strange Monkey, what's up? Jeepers Creepers Reborn is the worst. All right, I got you. I've heard so many bad things about it. That's why I won't even watch it. Seriously. Let's see. And yes, please don't forget to smash the like button. Yes. Let's see. Oh, you guys, I tell ya. Thank you, Val. Thank you. Much appreciated. Lamar going with Trolls 2. All right. And Gina, what's going on? Saying hey to everyone. All right. Let's see. Candyman's in the chat. Worst horror movie ever seen was The Killer Snowman, Jack Frost from 1997. All right. Nanette saying I like Jack Frost. All right. Wasn't there? So were there two movies called Jack Frost? Wasn't there one with Michael Keaton? Now I'm getting confused. Now I'm getting a little confused. Now you got it. Now I want to look that up. Hold on. Were there 2 Jack Frost movies? You guys let me know if you know offhand, because now you got me curious. Now I got to look it up. All right, so that was a killer Jack Frost. Huh. I don't know. Oh, okay, Val. Yes, there is, where the dad turns into a snowman. That's right. I saw that one. That one was with Michael Keaton. It wasn't too bad. But he definitely wasn't a killer. Oh, too funny. Oh my God. All right. Lamar's saying Jack Frost is a horrible ripoff of the real one. Oh my God. That's too funny. Well, that sucks. And they both came out around the same time. Man. Wow. All right. Too funny. Too funny. Let's see what else we got here. Nice. All right. Let me catch up to you guys. Nanette saying there was a hard Jack Frost was 1997. The Michael Keaton movie was a 98 movie. Okay. And what's up to Bob? Bob's in the chat. We got Mega Giants in the chat. What's going on? Jamie, I'll be right back. Oh my God, too funny. You don't say that, man. You don't say that. What's up, Horror B? How's it going? Good to see you. Good to see you. And let's see. I just want to catch up. Oh man. Well, real quick too. Also, I want to throw a shout out yesterday on community posts and also for Patreon members. I did some movie trivia with an image, trying to see who the first 2 correct answers would be. And on Patreon, we got our good friend Ginger Ninja, who was quick with the correct answer, which was The Witch. I mean, like, it was like so quick. It was like within 5 minutes of me posting it. And then on our community post, we had Eric from The Bearded Entertainment came in with the correct answer first. And then the Hatchet Boys came in second. And I know a couple other people also had the right answer. That was afterwards. So I wanted to see who was the quickest. And that basically just shows who's getting to the posts early. What I'm going to probably do is start doing that a little bit more. And maybe even giving out some prizes and stuff like that. You know, some really fun stuff to do. But thank you guys for checking out the post and everything. That really means a lot. Yeah. Candyman saying Human Centipede Part 2 and 3 are horrible. We were just talking about that last night. Oh my God. Horror B. Yes, having a good morning. Yes. Lamar saying the stuff was pretty stupid. It was definitely cheesy. I actually like the stuff though. I remember seeing that as a little kid. I actually liked it. It's pretty cheesy, no doubt about that. Lamar saying, "Congratulations, guys. I must have been slow." Hey, sometimes that's just what happens. But here's the good news when that happens. Even if you're too slow, you could still have some fun with stuff, just like this.
Who's my little piggy? I am. Yes, that's right. That's right.
And you
Or this.
and you don't stop. Sure shot. Go out to the parking lot. And you get in your car and you drive real far and you drive all night. Then you see a light.
Exactly. So, but that's okay. You did answer it right, though. You did answer it right. Let's see. Bob saying, if I recall, they got monkey costume prop from Planet of the Apes for werewolf costume. Wow. Okay. Horror B going with Maximum Overdrive. I actually think it is a funny movie. I like Maximum Overdrive. It's because it's that bad, it's that bad. But I just want the worst, the absolute worst. So that's just one for you guys. You got to have the worst. Val. And let's see. Nanette saying I like Pulse. Blucka saying Pulse was a pretty bad horror movie. Yeah, I can't remember it that well. I did see it. I can't remember it that well though. I can't, but I also don't remember thinking that it was horrible. But definitely not very memorable. I'll have to check that one out again. Let's see. Strange Monkey. Jack Frost 2 is even worse. Okay. All right. Well, listen, this is what I want to do. I wanted to go over a list of some of the lowest rated horror movies and see what you guys think of them. And maybe even see if some of us have seen them and what we think. Strange Monkey saying there's a kids movie with Michael Keaton with the same name, but it's different. Yeah. Yep. And I've seen that one. Actually a few times. Yeah. So look, let's bring up this list and then we'll see what we think of some of these that are the worst of all time by Rotten Tomatoes, which may or may not mean much of anything. Let's see. All right. So the worst horror movies of all time. And let's see what we got on this list. Starting with, and I haven't looked at this list. One Missed Call from 2008, 0% and a 29% audience score. Wow, that is hard. I don't even know if I saw that one. I'm trying to think. Let me know. And first of all, guys, let me know if you've seen these movies and what you think of them as well. But we're starting with One Missed Call. Yes. And hey, real quick too, just to catch up while we're having you guys let us know if you've seen some of these horrible movies. Lamar, we got an anniversary, 1 month anniversary for being a channel member. Thank you so much. Saying, I think One Missed Call is stupid. Not a fan. All right. And we got a $2 super sticker. What's going on? Thanks so much, Lamar. Much appreciated. And let's do this one for you. Here we go.
Here you go. Smiling down to the pelvis. Front, back, push it, pull it. Yeah! Ho! The bigger the circle, the thinner the waist. If you want a boogie.
There it is. All right. Lamar. Oh my God. Thank you. You're welcome. Too funny. And yes, big congratulations. Very, very cool. And what's up, Conrad? Good to see you. All right. Yes. And Candyman saying that the Sharknado movies are cringe. Yeah. Mega Giants coming in with a question. What are your overall thoughts on Deep Blue Sea? I haven't seen that in a while, but I did enjoy it. I haven't seen it in a while, though. Let us know what you think of it, too. Oh, my God. Conrad saying, hey, Val, everything on this channel feels new. Don't know why. Laugh out loud. Maybe I've been gone too long. Maybe. We've been having a lot of fun lately. We really, really have. No doubt about that. Blucka saying One Missed Call was like The Ring, but with a phone, right? Jeez. Conrad's coming in with Halloween Resurrection as the worst horror movie that he's ever seen. And look, you guys know, especially if you've seen our episode where we did the Sins edition for Halloween Resurrection. A lot of fun, man. A lot of fun.
I be like, sheesh.
Let the dangertainment begin out
Oh, all right. So we got to vote for Halloween Resurrection. I knew at some point that would happen. And hey, we've got Val gifting another membership. Wow. Hey, Val. Jeez. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Who did it go to? Oh, it went to Blucka. Wow. That's awesome. You guys are all right. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Val. And Blucka, there you go. There you go. That is so cool. Let's wow, let's do I know Blucka loves this one. Let's do this one. Here we go.
This. Like this. Swing your hips. Swing your hips. Fire! Swing your hips.
There it is. There it is. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Val. Really appreciate that. Wow. I mean, it just helps the channel so much, you know that, and just appreciate all your support and also being such an awesome mod. Seriously. Conrad coming in with Blood Rage. Come on, man. Blood Rage is not the worst horror movie you've ever seen. We did an episode of Blood Rage. It was actually pretty funny. It has its moments. Nanette saying Jaws of Revenge is a pretty good movie, in my opinion. You know, I have not seen Jaws of Revenge in so long. And we were kind of thinking about doing, some episodes, on different movies, including Jaws of Revenge for the fun of it. So maybe we'll be doing that soon. Mega Giant saying, to me, Deep Blue Sea is one of the best shark horror movies. Yeah, it was really good. It was really, really good. I haven't seen it in a long time, though. But yeah, I had fun with that. Blucka saying, Halloween Resurrection has some redeemable moments, though. Yeah, it it does. Obviously you've got I'm trying to think of some. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's definitely not. So I definitely agree with that. All right, let's see what else we got here. You guys are too funny. Oh my gosh. Killer Tomatoes was horrible. Really? Wow. Okay. Man. Have a little respect for the almighty Dangertainment. I love it, man. I love it. Let the Dangertainment begin. All right, man. Conrad is a big fan of Deep Blue Sea. Yeah. You guys are so funny. Bye. Oh, Lord. Oh, that'd be a good mix. You're all right, Blucka. Lamar saying Nope is going on my worst list. Stop that. Stop it. Listen, this is what I'm saying, guys. Worst horror movie you've ever seen. Ever. And I'm sure most of you guys have been horror fans for a long time. No way can Nope be on that list. Or at least not in the top whatever. No, I get it. It wasn't for everyone. Val saying the movie was really meh for me. All right. Yeah, and I know that too. Yeah, I remember you telling me that, Val. Yep. I get a sense of nostalgia. Lamar saying Scream, Blackula Scream is horrible. I haven't even seen it. Wasn't that the second one? You'll have to let me know. I think that was I can't remember. But yeah, so we've got one missed call. So definitely, yeah, that's a horrible score. Absolutely horrible. Lamar, you gotta let me know. Is Note worse than one missed call? Come on. Stop it. Jaws the Revenge, 0% and a 15. Wow. The critics say illogical, tension-free, filled with cut-rate special effects. Jaws the Revenge is a sorry chapter in a once proud franchise. Oh God. Oh my God. Yeah, and my good buddy Strange Monkey had one of the funniest clips I've ever seen. Oh my God. All right, let's see. Dangertainment with Buster Demon, Ronnie and Joe Grizzly. Oh jeez. Oh man. Too funny. Let's see. Nanette saying Scream 5 is a horrible movie in my opinion. Wow. Wow. Oh man. Too funny. But is it the worst? I know. Strange Monkey's like, why is the shark roaring? That was the funniest part, man. Listen, I must have watched that clip, I don't even know, man, like 6, 7 times in a row. Because I was just laughing at you. You're like, why is the shark roaring? Speaking of which, man, you gotta send that to me. Because well, if you still have it. Shit, I might even have it. That was just so funny, man. Seriously. Oh my God. Lamar not a fan of Scream 5. Yep, horrible. Wow. The shark is hunting down the people who hunted down the other sharks in that movie, right? I guess so. Even as a kid, though, I remember seeing Jaws the Revenge, and I was kind of like, what's going on here? What is going on here? Strange Monkey, I still have it. I'll try to send it when I can. All right, man. I appreciate you. All right. So yeah, so Jaws the Revenge. I did see that movie. I've seen it a couple times, not in a long time, but I first saw it as a kid. And even as a kid, I was just kind of like, well, I don't know. I really don't know. Definitely not my favorite in that franchise. But still, for me, not the worst horror movie that I've ever seen, if you guys can believe that. And for you guys that join us on Monday nights, you know where I'm going with this. Because when we say a movie is horrible, there are levels of horrible, and there are places to go like dark territory. And when you've got a movie, I'll put it to you guys this way, the way I look at it anyways. When you've got a movie that is at least, well executed, and what I mean by that is like a decent camera, decent lighting, and decent sound, and there is some type of coherent storyline going on, you're already way above some of the slasher flicks that I've watched from the early to mid 80s. I mean, you're already way ahead of those guys. Now, of course, a lot of that is because of budget, right? But hey, it is what it is. You put a movie together, and that's what you got. All right, let's see. Lamar saying, "What is a Sharknado?" I don't know if you really want to know, man. I'm telling you. I'm pretty Blanca saying, pretty sure Ghost Shark has a higher rating than Jaws the Revenge. It probably does. All right. So that was Jaws the Revenge, with a horrible rating, of course. And then we've got Cabin Fever from 2016. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was tempted to watch this movie just to see what it was like. But I didn't watch it. 0% and a 12%. No need for a quarantine. Enthusiasm for this inert remake is not contagious. Now, the original Cabin Fever, I think, was a really, really it was a fun movie. It was pretty good, and I've watched it a few times. But this remake, and I've heard this from a lot of people too, that it's absolutely horrible. So my question to you guys Has anyone seen the Cabin Fever remake? And if so, what'd you think of it? Oh, Blucka's really quick on this. Cabin Fever remake was so bad. Yeah, man. Tell me this, because I haven't seen it and I probably won't, but just to have the conversation, compared to the original, what did this one do that made it so bad? Let me know. Let me know. Joe Grizzly's in the chat. What's up, Joe Grizzly? Saying City of the Living Dead, hands down, worst horror movie I've ever seen. Really? Wow. Fulci. Seriously, that's crazy. Wow. All right. I didn't think I'd hear that. Val saying Cabin Fever remake sucked ass. Sucked ass. Oh, wow, Val. Val's on a roll. Let's see. Conrad saying, I never seen the Cabin Fever remake, but I love the original. Yeah, the original was really, really good. Yeah. Lamar saying Cabin Fever pissed me off. Wow. The original or the remake? You got to let me know. Nanette saying, I've never seen or even heard it was made. And I'm talking about Cabin Fever. Are you talking about the original or the remake? You got to let me know. Like I said, I was almost tempted to watch the remake, but I didn't. I just said, nope, not going to do it. Not going to do it. Okay, so next, the Disappointments Room. Now, yeah, this... Oh, man. And Kate Beckinsale's in it too, man. I'm telling you. 0%, 17%. The Disappointments Room lives down to its title with a thriller-free thriller that presumably left its stars filled with regret and threatens to do the same for the audiences. Oh, jeez. Oh, my God. They should have used that as the name of this movie. They really shouldn't have. Let's see. Blucka saying Cabin Fever remake had unlikable characters and the acting wasn't that good. Pretty much did the same thing as the original, if I remember right. Oh, okay. Remake of Cabin Fever remake. Okay, you're talking about the remake. Okay. All right. Lamar saying Candyman 3. Yeah, Candyman 3 wasn't good. Val saying I never saw that one. Neither did I. And it looks as though not many other people did either. The Disappointments Room. Never, like I said, I don't remember even hearing of that, but yeah. Wow. Okay. Let's see what we got next. Homecoming from 2009. 0%. These, of course, these are all 0%. Audience score 33. The critics said a lazy collection of obsession thriller cliches. Homecoming will leave viewers wishing they opted for a lopsided football game and some awkward dancing instead. Oh gosh. Misha Barton's in it. Wow. Man. That sucks. Conrad saying, never seen The Disappointments Room. Yeah, me neither. I never even heard of it. What about for Homecoming? I had never heard of that one either. That's a horrible. Hold on. That's just a horrible title. That's a horrible name for a movie. Homecoming. Like, I mean, you got to come up with something a little bit better than that, in my opinion. Wow. Let's see what we got. Nanette saying she's never seen it. Yeah. Blucka saying at least they have better audience scores than Jack and Jill. Oh, man. Joe saying Attack of the Five-Headed Shark was pretty bad. Attack of the Five-Headed Shark? I've never heard of that. That does sound bad. But was it worse than City of the Living Dead? That's what I need to know, Joe. That's what I need to know. Give me some hope. Give me some hope. Bluck is saying Homecoming is just as good as Prom Night. Oh my God. Yeah. You guys are too funny. Lamar saying, "Oh my God, I had fun, but I got to get packing. Moving to South Carolina from Ohio, so I had to come in and see you guys for a pick me up. Wish us luck. I'll be right back." All right, man. Good luck. Good luck, and hope everything goes well. You know, we'll be here. You know where we are. Hope you have a safe trip too, Lamar. Val saying, "Never saw this one either, and it's probably a good thing since it's on the worst list, right?" Is Homecoming basically a prom night knockoff? It sounds like it from the title. It does sound like it from the title, doesn't it? It says a jealous woman plots revenge after her former beau returns to their hometown with a pretty. Hold on. No, I didn't finish that. Hold on. With a pretty. Well, whatever else. It already sounds bad. It really does. Oh my God. I definitely won't be watching that one. Let's see what we got next after that. Beneath the Darkness, 2011. Holy shit, man. It's got Dennis Quaid in it. Wow. 0%, of course. Audience score was 15. Teenagers discover a terrible secret when they break into the home of a mortician played by Dennis Quaid. Oh, Lord. Come on, man. Wow. I mean, what is that like? Don't breathe or something? Oh my gosh. That just sounds bad. Blucka saying the Joe Grizzly avatar is perfect. You know exactly where in the dialogue he is during that face. It's true. Oh, Lord, that's funny. Oh, man. The Strange Monkey saying Creepshow 3 is a massive failure on every level. It's true. On every level. Oh, I love that. That was good, man. Lamar saying new change, new place, new beginnings. That's cool. Yeah. Very cool. Nanette saying Homecoming is a Christmas movie and it's not a horror movie. Okay. All right. Hey, what's up? Denisha's in the chat. What's going on? What's going on? Okay, and Joe, here we go. Joe saying City of the Living Dead was not that bad. It just wasn't that good. Maybe because I compare every Living Dead movie to the original Night of the Living Dead, which is classic. Okay, now you've explained it. Now, so let now I feel better because I was like, City of Living Dead, it's not a horrible movie. But yeah, compared to Night of the Living Dead, I mean, most zombie movies pale, big time in comparison. So I get what you're saying now. I get what you're saying. You saved me there, Joe. You saved me. Let's see. Look at that face. It needed more screen time. What the hell is going on? Oh, Lord. Okay. All right. So what do we got next here? After Beneath the Darkness. Alone in the Dark. There we go. Now, wait a minute. I thought there was another movie called Alone in the Dark. This doesn't look like the same one. From 2005. Wow, it's got a 1% tomato score. Well, it's got a 1 and an 11% audience score. Wow. Critic says it's inept on almost every level. Alone in the Dark may not work as a thriller, but it's good for some head-slapping, incredulous laughter. Oh my gosh. Wow. You got Stephen Dwarf, Tara Reid, and Christian Slater. Man. Wow. Has anyone seen this one? That's what I'm wondering. Wow. Oh man, Alone in the Dark was so bad I forgot about that. I know I haven't seen it, but I thought, is there another movie called Alone in the Dark? That's what I'm wondering. You guys would know. Let's see. Nanette saying I'm talking about the one that's on the list, the movie Homecoming I'm talking about. It's from the 80s. Okay, all right. The CGI in that movie was so bad. Yeah. Conrad saying I think that's the remake of the original Alone in the Dark. Okay, all right. That's what I was wondering. That's what I was wondering. I'm not sure if I've seen the original, but I've heard of that name. I've heard of that name. Let's see. We got oh shit. The Haunting of Molly Hartley from 2008, a 2% tomato score, audience score of 18%. Now, I did see this movie. It's been a long time though, but I did see it. The critic says The Haunting of Molly Hartley is a rather lifeless horror endeavor with a pedestrian plot and few scares. Wow. All right. Now, see, I don't remember it that well. Um, Damn, I'm trying to remember it. Around that time, when it came out, I was just watching a lot of horror movies that I could get, whether it was something that was physical to rent it or whatever. I know I've seen that movie, but I don't remember it. Let's see. Conrad saying the original Alone in the Dark has Donald Pleasance in it. That's right. Yes, yes. And Trick or Treat saying the same thing from 1982. Okay. Now I know. Yep, absolutely. Alone in the Dark. I'm gonna have to check that out. Do you guys like that movie? For Conrad and Trick or Treat, let me know if you guys like that movie. I'd be really, really interested in it because I'll have to put that on my list. Let me just have some of this coffee here. Yes, I definitely have heard of it, and I definitely want to check it out. But let me know what you guys think about it. Okay, let's see. Oh, Strange Monkey saying the original Alone in the Dark is very good. All right. Blucka saying it's not a remake, just a shitty movie. Blucka, how do you watch all these movies, man? All these bad movies. Were you hoping that it was going to be a good movie? That's what I'm wondering. Because I'll tell you what, if a movie doesn't look good to me, I usually don't check it out. Except for obviously now as a YouTuber, it's a little bit different. But there was a long time, where if the movie just didn't look good, I didn't even check it out. All right, Conrad saying Alone in the Dark from 82 is good. Check it out. All right. Val saying The Haunting of Molly Hartley isn't too bad. I've seen worse. All right. So we finally are turning the tide on this list. Yeah. Blucka saying, I saw that cast and thought, oh shit, this might be good. Okay, that's why you watched it. All right. Well, I can't blame you, especially if when you see a cast that looks like it's going to be pretty decent, that definitely, that pulls me in too. I can't lie. Let's see. And let's get some music up in here too. Trick or Treat saying it was a fun movie. I really liked it. It's on Shudder if you want to see it. Okay. Right. Look, saying 2005 was a bit after Slater's prime, but Tara and Steven were coming up. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like too bad that it wasn't good, Joe saying, am I the only one who thinks Rob Zombie's Lords of Salem was pretty bad? No, you're not the only one. I've heard a lot of people say that. What do you guys in the chat think? What do you guys think about Lords of Salem? I haven't seen it in a while. It wasn't great. I mean, it wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen. It's kind of like meh, from what I remember. I'll have to check it out sometime again soon though. But what do you guys think about Lords of Salem? Let me know in the chat. Let me know. All right, Blucka saying was still the time of judging movies off DVD covers. Yes. Yep. True. Nanette saying, I like Lords of Salem. All right. And of course, Val saying, never saw that. I'm not a Rob Zombie fan. Yep, that's true. Although we got Val to watch, what was it? House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects. Yeah. Conrad, not a fan of Lords of Salem. Yeah. I don't know many people that are big fans of it. Most people I know will say either it wasn't that great or they didn't like it. Yeah. Yep. Movie trailers weren't so easy to find on the internet in 2005. Like YouTube wasn't pumping them out. So you really only saw them at the start of movies. Yeah, that's true. That is so true. You kind of took your chance, but that's how it was back in the old days, back in the blockbuster days. We would just take a look at the cover and, make our decision, read the back of it and stuff like that. And, but it was fun. It was fun back then. I can't lie. Let's see. Val saying, thank you so much. Another way you can support the channel is by becoming a channel member. Just hit the join button next to the subscribe, or become a Patreon member. Just follow the link below. Thanks, Val. I appreciate it. And we do have something I've been working on that we're going to be doing as an exclusive get together with channel members and Patreon members. Just to thank all you guys for your continued support and so forth. So thank you. Gina saying, sorry, but I'm gonna have to try and watch later. My phone keeps buffering. It did on Craven's Live Monday. Catch everyone later. Much love. Thanks so much, Gina. We appreciate you stopping by. You gotta love technology. Yes. Joe saying, all the Children of the Corn movies except for the first one are pretty bad. Yeah. I think I got to the third one and just gave up. I don't even know how many they have. I think they got like at least 7 or 8. It's pretty crazy. But the original was good. Corey Anderson, the Munsters was terrible also. I haven't seen that one. But what's the worst? The worst you've ever seen? And Coriander, I know you've got a bunch that you can pick from that are truly horrible. I mean, horrible. Valzan can only get about halfway through it. Wow. I haven't watched it, but yeah. Blucka saying Dahmer was a fucking horrible movie. Now I think about going to Blockbuster, and it starred the Hawkeye actor blanking on his name, Jeremy Renner. Okay. I didn't see that. All right. Nanette's a fan of the Children of the Corn movies. How many are there, Nanette? You have to let me know. I can't remember. I know there's a whole bunch. Coriander, I gave up. I watched the first 12 minutes and gave up on it. Wow. I haven't seen it. I haven't heard a lot of great things about it, though, so there's that. Okay, so next on this list, Oh, shit. I've seen this one. It's Fear.com. Here's another one with Steven Dorff, Blucka. From 2002, a 3% tomato score, an 18% audience score. The critics' consensus is as frustrating as a 404 era. Fear.com is a stylish, incoherent, and often nasty mess with few scares. Yeah. I did see that back then. That was a weird time for horror too, man. You see a lot of these are in that time period, like from basically the 2000s. That must have been a really, really bad time for horror now that I think about it. And I did see a lot of movies that were just kind of forgettable, You watch them and then that was kind of it. Conrad saying, I only got past the first 2 Children of the Corn movies. Corey Anderson, the acting was awful. Really? For the Munsters? Damn, that's too bad. Nanette saying, I can tell you how many there are for the original ones. There's 7. Then they made a remake and a second one to it, and then a second remake. Holy crap. Well, I knew there were quite a few of them. Yeah. Blanca saying, Fear.com also has the vampire boss he rips the teeth out of from Blade, I think. Yes. Yep, he's in that. Cody's in the chat. What's up, Cody? Saying, sorry, I'm late. I'm in the process of moving, so I had time to watch for a bit. Hey, good to see you. Good to see you. Corey Anderson, have a great stream. And hope everyone in the chat has a great Thursday. Back to work. All right. Have a good time at work. We'll miss you, girl. We'll miss you. All right. But yeah, so for fear.com, let us know if you have seen fear.com. I've seen it. I don't really remember it. I don't remember hating it, though. I don't remember hating it. There's only been a couple of movies, and off the top of my head, I can only think of maybe 2 or 3 that I hated so much that I didn't even finish watching them. So, yeah. Let's see. What else? Oh, gosh. Like I was saying, fear.com is actually not the worst of the worst, but it's pretty hard to watch. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. Let's see. Nanette saying it, fear.com was okay. All right. Yeah, I don't remember much of it, but yeah. Corey and the Vampires with James Woods was terrible. Oh, Lord. Oh, man. Yeah, it is. You're right. You're right. I haven't seen it in a while either. There's a reason for that. But yeah, fear.com, man. Now I'm almost curious to like watch that again because I remember watching it and it obviously wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. But yeah, for right now, I can't even remember it. What does that say? I guess that says a lot. All right. Let's see what we got next on this list. We've got a couple more on this list. There, I knew it. Sooner or later, it was going to come up. House of the Dead from 2003. A 3% tomato score, 10% audience score. Wow, 10% audience score. Critics' consensus says a grungy, disjointed, mostly brainless mess of a film, House of the Dead is nonetheless loaded with unintentional laughs. Yeah. Yep. All right, guys. This is that time. And I've had a lot of friends that have talked about House of the Dead over the years, just regular conversations. So you guys gotta let us know if you've seen it, what you think of it, and so forth. Amstel's in the chat saying House of the Dead, worst horror movie ever. And there's the trophy. Blanca, that you weigh ball guy is on there like 4 times. It's true. It is true, man. Oh my God. This is hilarious. It's too funny. Oh man. Conrad getting a laugh out of that. Nanette saying, I've never seen House of the Dead. All right. Conrad saying House of the Dead was so bad. Yeah, it was really, really bad. Telling you. Joe saying the Nightmare on Elm Street reboot was pretty bad. Yeah, it really was. But it's not the worst. Nanette saying the Nightmare on Elm Street is so horrible. Oh, man, it's true. Yeah, but House of the Dead, man, I can't lie, man. I actually saw that with a bunch of friends, and it was probably because it was a bunch of us watching it, and of course we were laughing at a lot of the stuff. And but yeah, I think I saw it probably a couple times because it was the type of thing where when we get a bunch of my buddies together and we'd want to, you know, have some laughs, we put that on. Haven't seen it in years though. It's probably been at least a dozen years or so. Yeah, no doubt. Let's see. Bluck is in. That guy is the director of the Toilet Bangers from the looks of it. And I'm still coming in. Oh, I like this. I like the way you're doing this. House 2, the second story, is the most disappointing sequel. Aha. Yeah. I've heard that from so many people. I didn't see it. I didn't watch it. And we got Miss Carter's in the chat. Saying, morning, Mr. Knight. Have you done a review of the new Wrong Turn movie? No, I have not. I haven't even watched it, to be honest with you. I think I watched the first 2 Wrong Turns and then I stopped. There's like, what are there, like 6 of them? You know, and the remake or whatever. I stopped watching them. But what did you think of it, Miss C? And also, welcome to the channel membership. That's awesome. Awesome. Thank you. We appreciate all the support. Conrad saying House of the Dead, the movie was based on a video game. Yes, it was. And that was the thing. That's what pulled a lot of us in at the time. And, you know, because we were playing a lot of video games and stuff like that. So we were hoping for the best. We didn't get the best. Yeah. Yes. And Val saying, Miss Carter, you were gifted a membership on last night's watch party. Yes, and it was really, really cool. You know, so many of you guys have been so generous, you know, Val and Sarah, and so many of you guys also gifting memberships to other viewers. You know, and I gotta say, that's one of the nicest things. I'm so glad YouTube has you know, put that as a feature because it's really, really cool. And it just shows, like, you know, especially for you guys that, you know, are viewers and kind of frequent, you know, either this channel or other channels in the community. You know, you guys really support each other, you know, and that's really cool. Yes. Joe saying Open Water 3 is horrible. I haven't seen that either. Bluck is saying Wrong Turn, pretty hard to make in a world of GPS. What an unbelievable horror title. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I mean, unless you don't have your phone or your phone doesn't work. Of course, I don't even remember those movies though, seriously. Miss C saying that it's good, totally different than the other movies. No cannibal stuff, but really cool. Oh, wow, really? That's interesting. I might have to check it out. All right, so next on our list, our master list here. Oh no, The Apparition. I've seen this one too. 3% tomato score, 24% audience score. Now that might be the highest audience score we've seen so far. Pretty sure of that. Let me just kind of go back a little bit here. 24 for the audience. Most of everything that we've seen has been in the teens. Actually, whoa, Homecoming had a 33? What? That's crazy. Anyways, back to The Apparition. Critics' consensus, The Apparition fails to offer anything original, isn't particularly scary, and offers so little in the way of dramatic momentum that it's more likely to put you to sleep than thrill you. Wow. And this has Sebastian Stan, Tom Felton, Juliana Guile from, I think she was in the Friday reboot, Ashley Greene. This is crazy. I don't remember it though, but I did see it. You know, again, a lot of those movies in the 2000s and the early teens, you know, I've seen some of these. I really have. Nanette saying, I don't necessarily agree with that. They can go out on you, and I'm talking about GPS. Well, that's true. Yeah, they can. I've had that happen to me before. Miss C saying, thanks to whomever gifted me a membership. That is, yeah, it's really, really cool. And Val gifted memberships. Yeah, very cool. Yusuf's in the chat saying hi, Night. What's going on? What's going on? Blanca saying, pretty sure the monster only shows up for like 15 seconds in that movie. 15 seconds? Really? See, I don't remember it, but I did see it. I did see it. Has anyone else seen The Apparition? That's crazy. Unbelievable. 15 seconds. Wow. Let's see. Next on our list, The Darkness from 2016. I haven't seen this one. 3% tomato score, 19% audience score. Oh, wow. It's got Kevin Bacon. Uh-oh. And Rhoda Mitchell. The Darkness clumsily relies on an assortment of genre tropes, leaving only the decidedly non-frightening ghost of superior horror films in its wake. Wow. I have not seen that one, and I would remember. Wow. Conrad saying, I'm late, but thanks whoever gifted me a membership. Yeah, it's been really, really cool. Like I said, so many generous folks in the community. It's just really, really cool. It is. But welcome. Or I should say welcome back, Conrad. Welcome back. Nanette saying, I haven't seen The Apparition. Okay. Conrad hasn't either. Blanca saying, oh, I just watched The Darkness. It was pretty rough. You did? What a coincidence that is, man. When did you see it? First of all, when did you see it? Why did you see it? And why was it that bad? That's my question. That's such a coincidence. Missy saying, worst movie ever. Night, you're asking the wrong person. Most movies I watch are considered bad. I thrive on bad movies. Now, wait a minute. Now, are you saying... Now, here's a question, because some people love bad movies, or they like watching bad movies. Now, I thought that you did not like watching bad movies, because you've talked about a lot of bad movies, or you've seen movies that, from what I understand, disappointed you. So you got to let me know. I'm still saying Jason Takes Manhattan. Yeah, it's definitely a low point in the franchise, but it's not the worst, in my opinion. If you guys have been watching my channel, you know it. And I love the Friday franchise. That's my favorite horror franchise, but there's definitely one that's worse than that, in my opinion. Val saying Rob Zombie's Halloweens are the worst. Jeez. Val, wait till we do our Halloween 2 Sins edition. That's gonna be a fun one. Rob Zombie's Halloween. We had so much that we talked about. I literally had to split that up into 2 parts. It was actually fun that way, though. 2 parts for that one. It's just crazy. Yeah. Blucka saying like 3 days ago, and it was in the recommended after watching some Jeffrey Dean Morgan horror movie. Really? Okay. Where did you watch it on too? Joe's going with Blair Witch 2. Horrible. Now that is so funny you said that, Joe. Joe, I want you to remember that. Hopefully I will too. Let me start this comment. I'll tell you why in a little whiles. But that's an interesting take. Interesting take. And Denisha saying, hey, Night, what's going on, Denisha? What's going on? Val, you know what's up. Jason Goes to Hell is the worst of that franchise. Val, you win. This one's for you, Val.
Gotta work that ass for daddy. No.
Yes. That's the way I feel anyways. Trick or Treats, in the same boat. Yes. Joe, a fan of the first Rob Zombie Halloween, and the second was horrible. Yeah. And, and a lot of people are in that boat. They definitely, have big issues with Halloween too. We did too when we did our episode on it. Now that it seems like so long ago, but it was last October in 2021. But the episode was so funny because our conversation, it was just so funny, especially with the audience. But that's our next Sins edition. Hopefully it'll be dropping on this Sunday. And yeah, that's all I got to say. But like I was saying, it was on Prime. Not sure if it was Prime itself or one of the subscription channels. Okay. All right. Nanette saying, I'm going to go. I need to get some sleep later, everyone. Catch you later, Nanette. Catch you later. See, Miss Carter saying, I love what most people consider bad movies. And yes, there's some that even go too far for me. Now, wait a minute. You got me so confused. Okay, let me throw one out. Dang, I'm trying to think of one. Miss Carter, give me an example of a bad movie that you love. Like, for instance, to me, Jason Goes to Hell is a horrible movie. Put it this way, it's a horrible Friday the 13th movie. As a straight up horror movie, it's got some merit, but to me, it was just a bad choice for a Friday movie. But tell me if you like Jason Goes to Hell. That'll help me understand a little bit. Val, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 Sins will need 3 episodes. It might. It might. I love that. Oh my God. Too funny. Too funny. All right. So let's do this. I want to make sure that we get to our next movie on this list. We're almost done with this list. We may not finish it, but I'm going to put up one more and then get a real quick coffee break. And then we'll get going with the second half. Got a couple surprises. Hopefully it'll be a lot of fun for you guys. Next up, we got Blessed a Child from 2000. I have never heard of that. It's got Kim Basinger in it. Jimmy Smits. Wow. Directed by Chuck Russell. All right, so you guys got to let me know. Blucka, you've seen like almost all of these. You got to let me know what you think about that. Let me know in the chat what you guys think of Bless the Child. And I will be right back. All right, guys. Let's see what we got. Let me catch up to the chat. Darkness was one of those supernatural films that didn't have much content and was more tone than visual. All right. What's up, Kyle? Good to see you. Good to see you. Miss Carter saying Jason Goes to Hell can go to hell. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a bad movie. So but you don't like it. I'm so confused. Blucka saying, haven't seen this, but must be really bad. All right. What's up, Ty? Ty's in the chat. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The guy who directed Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Guys, has anyone seen Bless the Child? Has anyone seen this damn movie? I got to look this up because I got to know, man. Because as soon as I saw that it was Chuck Russell who directed maybe one of the best Nightmare movies of all time. Let's see. Was it him? I don't see it in his filmography here. Come on, guys. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see it in his filmography. That's really weird. Oh, crap, it is. It is. Holy shit. Wow. Seriously, man. That movie is one of his, Conrad. You are so right. That's crazy. Wow. Joe saying, Nightwatch, what's your worst horror movie of all time? Well, I can tell you there's a few that I could choose. Because I watched them for our series on Monday nights, which is Slasher Movie Club. One of them was Blood Cult. That was really bad. Good Night, God Bless. That was really bad as well. All joking aside, most of all the ones you guys have named, I've either heard of or have seen. None of them are as bad as those movies to me, man. Because me and Coriander couldn't even finish watching. We were like 10 minutes in. We were like, we can't watch this movie. It's just so bad. So those are some of the worst I've ever seen. Ever. Oh my God. Let's see. And hey, we have a knock on the door. And when we get a knock on the door, anything can happen. Almost anything. So let's bring in our special guest. Here we go. Jamie, what's up?
Hi.
How's it
How you
going?
doing? I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Good to
Awesome.
have you on.
Yeah, I'm super happy to be on.
Nice.
Hey everybody. Hey chat people. So I've been in the shower and getting ready, so I've missed all of what you're talking about. So I have no idea what's going on, but I'll jump right in.
Well, we were talking about I had this list that I found for Rotten Tomatoes talking about the worst rated horror movies of all time. And I was just curious how many of those that I had either seen or people in the chat. And let me just pull up some of this list. You don't necessarily have to worry about answering these, but just you might have seen some of these. It's a pretty crazy list. Okay. We were just talking about Bless the Child. That was directed by Chuck Russell, who directed Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
I like Bless the Child.
You've seen it?
Oh, of course.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Listen. Wait a minute. Everything has just changed drastically. Because, like, nobody in the chat has seen it. And Jamie's like, of course.
Oh, yeah. Because, well, that came out, what, 99, 98, something like that? I was still, like, frequent, like, weekly at the movie theater at that time. So I saw that at the movie. That's Kim Basinger, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I liked it. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was so bad.
What
It
was
wasn't great. I mean, it was
Yeah.
memorable enough for me to remember it though. So
What made you go see it? Out of curiosity.
oh, just absolute boredom. I mean,
Got you.
it's so boring around here. There's nothing to do except go to the movies. And well, there used to be a roller skating rink, but that's gone. And an ice skating rink, and that's like it. That's all there is to do around here. It's so boring. And then there's bars, like tons of bars, because I live in a small college town. So there are bars everywhere, but there's not a whole lot of stuff to do except for like bowling and going to the movies and stuff like that. So
Wow.
I spent a lot of time at the movies. Plus, when I was growing up, I was a mall queen, an 80s mall queen. And literally every single weekend, I was at the mall, both Saturday and Sunday. And usually I saw a movie both days. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Very, very cool. Gina's back with us. That's cool. I hope the buffering is fixed. You gotta
Aw,
love technology.
I hate that.
Yep. And I'm still saying Sleepaway Camp 3 was pretty corny. It was, but it wasn't horrible to me. We actually did a watch party of it, and it was hilarious, and maybe that's just because it's a watch party atmosphere, but I didn't hate it at all. It wasn't better than 1 and 2.
No, I don't remember much about 3, to be honest. I remember 1 and 2 pretty clearly, but I don't remember a whole lot about 3. Maybe I didn't see it as much. Also, that's another thing. I had like HBO, Showtime, or the movie channel pretty much 1, 2, or all 3 almost my whole life. So I would watch tons of movies at home over and over and over again. So that's how come I have such a good memory of most movies from back then.
Nice. See, now we're learning. I didn't know that. So now we're learning a lot. All right. Val saying Bless the Child was a meh movie, not scary at all. Wow, Val saw it too. You guys are all right, man, because I had never even heard of that movie. Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of like it reminds me of oh, I can't remember the name of it.
Do you remember who was in it?
Yeah, it's got Michael Douglas, Brittany Murphy.
Oh, isn't that
The one where she won't talk, she's real quiet, about the doll. It's got Sean Bean in it. I can't think it reminds me a lot of that movie anyway.
God, what was it called? Don't
say a word.
Don't say a word. That's right.
It.
Yes. All right. Very cool. All right.
Similar. It has a similar feel.
Okay. Wow. I had never heard of it. Yeah, Miss Carter, you were confusing me with your question. You got me confused too. I'm like, do you like bad movies? Do you not? Seriously.
I like bad movies when they're good bad movies, like Basket Case.
Right. Yes.
That's delightful.
Absolutely.
Horrible, but delightful.
I totally agree. Bobby saying Bless the Child had cheesy special effects. All right. Okay.
You like my t-shirt?
Oh, that is cool.
It's
Oh
David
my
Lynch
gosh.
smoking a cigarette.
That is so cool. Oh my gosh. Well, you know what? And Miss Carter saying hi, Jamie, and that I'm confusing her. Now, how about this? Let's take because first of all, thank you so much for joining us. But why don't you tell the folks a little bit about? Now we're learning how you watch a lot of movies and so forth. But why don't you let the folks know, about your channel and some of your music tastes and your absolute love for Lynch.
Yeah. Well, my love for Lynch, we'll start there. My love for Lynch started when I was 8 years old. My teacher in 2nd grade brought The Elephant Man in, and we spent 2 or 3 days watching it during class. And I was absolutely enthralled. I was like glued to the screen. I didn't care about, any other people in the class or anything. As soon as she turned that on, I was like right in it.
Nice.
And I fell in love with this movie. And so when I went home, I told my mom about it. I was in 2nd grade, so I was probably like 8. I went home, I told my mom, and she said, well, that's coming on HBO like really soon. And as soon as it did, she told me about it, and I started, watching it. And I would sit there and I would cry, because it was so, it just touched me. It like got me in the heart. So my mom used to go, she'd just look at me like this and go, you are the weirdest 8-year-old child I've ever known. Because I was, I really was. I was way above my years always.
Yeah.
And so I was the only 8-year-old I knew who was watching David Lynch movies. After I saw that one, Blue Velvet came out shortly after, and my mom was like, do you want to go see it? And I'm like, yes, I want to go see it. I was 12.
Wow.
It wasn't PG-13 or anything like that. It wasn't even PG. It was an R-rated movie, but I was allowed because my mom, the people at the theater, they knew me. They knew my mom let me watch this stuff, and they didn't ever tell me no. They never told me no. So I went there that time with my mom, but they already had known me, from before. So I went there, I watched Blue Velvet with my mom. It was really difficult when it got to the part where Frank Booth has that gas tank, and he's doing that, that one scene where Jeffrey's in the closet. And I just was like, uh-oh. And so I just sat there with this blank look on my face going, I have to act really cool, because if I don't, my mom's never going to let me go watch anything like this ever again. So I could see her out the corner of my eye looking at me. And I was like, just like it was nothing, even though it was shocking the hell out of me. Wow. I acted like it didn't bother me at all. And so ever since that time, she let me go see pretty much anything I wanted. Before that, she did too, but it was few and far between. Like my first, the greatest experience I ever had in a movie theater was going to see Friday the 13th, Part 5. It was Christmas, or not Christmas. It was Halloween night. And we went to a haunted house afterwards. The place was packed. I mean, wall to wall people, and people were screaming and jumping up and yelling at the screen, throwing popcorn. It was great. It was the best thing ever. I hated the movie. I did. I hated the movie because I went with my babysitter, believe it or not. And she stood right up out of her chair and goes, what? Because she wanted it to be Jason. So did I. And I just looked at her and I'm like, what? I just copied,
You copied it.
I think I was 11 or 12, I think, when I saw that. And it was a major experience for me. And those kinds of things, they were part of the progression of where I am today. But my true love started with Jaws, because when I was 3, my parents went to the drive-in to see Jaws and Freebie and the Bean. Freebie and the Bean was playing first, and I stayed up and I watched that. They thought I'd go to sleep. Well, I didn't, because I knew Jaws was coming on, and I had seen those commercials on TV. So even as a 3-year-old, I knew what I wanted. And so the part comes up with the boat, and they're going like this. Both my parents are trying to cover my face, and I'm going like this in the back seat, and I'm like, I want to see. And they're like, okay. So they backed off. They let me see. And then afterwards they turned to me and they're like, are you all right? And I said, yeah. And they're like, well, how come you're not scared? And I'm like, but she told me it was fake, Right. And because they told me it was fake, wasn't scared of it at all. So that was my first horror movie experience, was Jaws. And I've been hooked ever since. And my mom knew it too, when the Halloween commercials started coming on when I was 5, and I would stop dead in my tracks, stop everything I was doing, stare at the TV until the commercial was over, and then I would go back to my business.
That is so funny. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah. And I think that I developed a photographic memory because my parents separated shortly after that date at the going to see Jaws. And I wanted to remember my parents together. And so I think that that's why it stuck with me all this time, because for me, it was the last time I was with my whole family together.
Right,
so.
Right.
But
That
I
makes
still think
sense.
I would have remembered Jaws anyway.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I was just gonna say, I mean, it's really cool that you were able to have that introduction into the genre and that it stuck with you all these years.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It really, really is. I mean,
Yeah.
it makes sense too, because a lot of times if you have those connections to family or memories, or especially childhood memories, it really does last forever.
Yeah.
It truly does.
It does.
That's crazy. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
And
Now,
then also books kind of started it too, because I used to make my mom read the Grimm's fairy tales to me over and
oh
over and over
yes,
again as a kid. And so stuff
I used to
like,
do that. Oh my gosh.
yeah, stuff like Sleeping Beauty and Snow White, they
Hmm.
really stuck with me. And I'm not talking about the Disney versions. I'm talking about
Right.
the Grimm's versions, which were pretty terrifying, but I liked it. So my mom, she just encouraged it. She always encouraged my reading. She always encouraged my, watching movies. And really, I
Hmm.
have her, even though her and I don't really talk much and we don't get along, she really is the inspiration behind all of it, because she is the one
Mm.
who she instigated it and started me on my journey. So
Nice.
yeah.
That is cool. That is so cool. Now, here's my question to you. Now, so you were not a fan of Friday 5. At the end
No.
of the movie, it's like, what? Now, that's the same vibe I had. And I saw it as a kid. I don't know how old I was. Maybe, I don't know, 7 or 8. Friday 13 was the first movie that really kind of got me going on my journey. But now, years later, um, and I don't know, it might have been when I was in my late teens or something like that, I started to kind of come around on Friday 5 a lot. And over the years, I've come to enjoy it. Now, are you still not a big fan of it in the franchise, or how do you feel about it nowadays?
I'm more neutral about it these days. I mean,
Mm.
it's not my favorite, but it's not the worst. And it's
Mhm.
definitely not the worst, because the worst is Jason Goes to Hell. I can't even tell you how much I hate that movie. I went to the theater and as soon as it started, I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? What is this? This isn't
Right.
right. This is not Friday the 13th. What is this? I was so
Right.
angry. And I was like, they stole this from Freddy. you know, because it reminded me of Nightmare on Elm
Freddy's
Street
Dead.
2 with, him going inside the body and all that stuff.
Yes,
I was like, oh
yes.
my God,
That's
this is
true.
not good.
Well, it also reminded me of The Hidden. You ever see The Hidden?
Yes, with Kyle MacLachlan.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And I was like, what are they do? I went to go see Jason Goes to Hell in the theater. And I was in the theater. There was like 3 other people in the theater. And I come from a big city. So as soon as I saw that the theater was basically empty, I should have known.
Yeah.
I should have known. And it starts off good, because you're in the at Camp Crystal Lake. You see the chick and she's getting chased. Jason looks kind of wacky, but it starts off good. And then when they killed him, I was like, what did I just see?
I
And
know.
they didn't just kill him, they obliterated him, like trying to
Yes.
make a point of like, we're taking away your hero, Jason, right off the bat. I hated that movie so
Terrible.
much for so long. And I will say, my good buddy Eric from Hey Internet Eric here loves this movie. And when we did an episode on it, for our series review, we had him on because I wanted to get that other side, that other viewpoint of it. I will say this. He made me look at it a little bit differently, in the sense of, if it wasn't a Friday the 13th movie, it's not the worst thing I have ever seen in my life, right? But it is a Friday the 13th movie, so that's why I hate it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely one where, my God, man.
It's like they took a different movie and then just slapped on Friday the 13th onto it and like tried to
Right.
adapt it. It was awful. I hated
Right.
it. It's the worst one for sure. And I'm not a
Yeah.
fan of part 8 much either. But
Yeah.
I like that better than the other one. So
Yeah, absolutely.
But Friday
mean-
5 is probably, I don't know where I'd rank it for sure, but it's
Mhm.
I don't know. I really like 1. I think it goes like 1, 2, 4, 6, 6, 7, No, 6, 3, 7, 8, and then 9. So
Wow. And now, here's to throw a monkey wrench and all that. Where does the reboot fit in with all of that?
I love the reboot. I have a
Okay.
special version of that one. I love it.
I
like
think
the
it's a
reboot.
pretty. I think it's pretty good too.
I
You
like
know?
it a lot. I really love the dialogue. I love the characters. I think it's hilarious.
Mhm,
My
mhm.
husband doesn't like horror movies, right? But
At all.
he indulges me, because he's my husband and he loves me. So I indulge him in his crap. So he indulges me in mine. But what was I talking about? Now I've lost my
The
train of
reboot,
thought.
Friday
Oh yeah,
reboot.
yeah. He as soon as that line came up about, oh, you have stupendous boobs, baby, he turned
Mhm.
to me and he goes, this is awesome. He says that to me all the time now. Like he says that to me ever since that movie came out. He'll go, baby, you got stupendous boobs, just it's just become this joke in our house. And so
That's
he
funny.
actually really liked that movie. And it's rare.
Wow.
It's rare for him to go, yeah, I liked it.
Wow.
So
Well, there you go. Ty saying The Fog, Don't Breathe, and Jeepers Creepers Reborn were my most upsetting theater experiences. You weren't a fan of Don't Breathe?
I love Don't Breathe, but I
Wow.
understand
Well,
because
yes.
that scene
That scene, yes.
made me, I backed into the corner of my couch, like all curled up in a ball going, I don't want to see, oh my God. And Scott was just looking at me and he's like, I hope this doesn't happen. I said, me too. It freaked me out. It freaked me out big time. You show me something that takes my control away, I'm gonna freak out because I'm a control freak. So
all right. But yeah, that movie definitely, I thought it was a good movie, but that scene, that was just way too over the top.
It was, but I loved that movie. I loved that movie so much that it was my favorite movie that year. And also Don't Breathe 2 is fantastic.
I still haven't seen it. It's on my list. I'm like, man, I gotta watch this movie.
It blew my mind. It's not the same at all. I mean, it's got a totally different feel. And no one is good in it. No one. Everybody's bad, but you still have sympathy for them.
There you go. I like it.
It's kind of
Ty's
amazing.
saying, I like Jason Goes to Hell more than X, Manhattan, and the original. Wow. All right. It's a hot
Hi,
take.
Extron. Yes, it's me.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Gina's saying, the reboot is my favorite Friday. All right. There you go.
It's good. I really, really like it a lot.
Yeah, I think it was pretty good. I mean, at the time when, all the major horror franchises were getting their reboots and stuff or remakes or whatever, I think it was pretty good. It's better than the Nightmare remake to me. But
awful.
But I think the Texas Chainsaw remake was better than the Friday remake. Or I should say, at least the Texas Chainsaw remake to me was like really well done. I don't think it's better than the original.
No,
but it's pretty darn close. Like they had their own vibe that they were able to craft, and they also kind of paid respect to the original. And it was still creepy and gritty, and that's difficult to pull off, in my opinion.
I agree. I also really like the sequel to that, The Beginning.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I own both of them, and I really enjoy that one. It's not that one isn't my favorite of all those remakes that happened at that time period. My favorite is Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah,
that remake was so good and terrified me. And at that time, I wasn't going to the theater a lot at that time to see a lot of movies, but I did go see that one. Because I wasn't going to miss that one in the theater. But at that particular time, I hadn't been going to the theater a whole lot because I was a new mom. So I was staying home and doing the mom thing. So I wasn't going to the theater a lot. But I did get out for that one.
Nice. Yeah, Dawn of the Dead was when they said they were doing it, I thought to myself, come on, man. You're not gonna be able to do better than what George did. And I think what was really smart is Zach did his own thing you know, because the movie is a bit different. Obviously, the mall setting is still the same, but a lot of the little puzzle pieces around that were different. You know, the characters were different. The characters were very entertaining. You know,
Very.
obviously, it was much more action packed, and the zombies ran and stuff like that. So it was kind of its own thing, and I thought it was great. That opening scene of Dawn of the Dead, still one of the best opening scenes I've seen in a horror movie.
Yeah.
It was just so well done, creepy, suspenseful, a lot of tension, intense, and wow, man, I love it. I love it. Let's see. Extron saying Jason Goes to Hell is bad. Some fans give it credit for being different, but it felt like that movie was just being different for the hell of it. No pun intended. It's true. Well, you know, Adam, you know, it's funny because Friday is my favorite horror franchise, and I've watched so much like behind the scenes stuff, the documentaries, I've read so much, and it's so funny because Adam, you know, the director for Jason Goes to Hell, you know, he wanted to try to do something different. And I get that. I respect that. And you kind of have to. But at the same time, you know, he talks about how Sean Cunningham was really big about, you know, I'm not a fan of the hockey mask. Take the damn hockey mask off of them, and all that type of stuff. And so they did that. They basically did the hidden, you know, for Friday the 13th. But now afterwards, it's like both of them are kind of pinning the blame on the other. You know, Sean is saying, yeah, we shouldn't have done something so different, you know, that the fans felt alienated. And then, you know, Adam is basically saying, well, that's what they wanted me to do, or they gave the green light for it. So it's like, I don't know. It's just a mess of a movie, in my opinion. Like I said, it's not a horrible movie on its own. You know, there's some good gore, practical effects, some good kills. The cast isn't bad, and so forth. But as a Friday film, it was just so different that it just doesn't work for me. And I said this on our episode. A couple things they could have done to make it better. If they had Jason, and it's Kane Hodder too. If they had Jason in the movie at least for another 10 minutes, like they killed him off right in the beginning. And then when he's quote unquote reborn, he's on screen for like 5 minutes and defeated pretty easily, you know?
Yeah. So
I just think that there were a couple things that they could have done to make that better, but it is what it is. You know, what are you going to do? You know, Ty saying, I do like how Jason Goes to Hell is a change of pace than Jason just killing a new set of campers in the same setting as the other 10 movies. Yeah, I get that. But I love it. I just do. I love all of them so much, man. I really do. Now, I want to bring this list up. I know I said that earlier. We didn't do it yet. But I want to bring this list up just to show you some of these, Jamie, and see what you think of these. So we talked about Bless the Child. We also had on this list, some of these I have seen too. The Darkness from 2016.
Oh, I haven't seen that one yet.
Okay.
I'm going to have to check that out.
The Apparition from 2012. Now, I did see that, but I don't remember it.
I don't remember if I've seen that or not. It doesn't seem familiar.
Okay. House of the Dead from 2003.
Yeah, I remembered that one. I didn't like it.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of the zombie genre at all. And I like the Romero ones, and that's about it. I mean, I like Resident Evil, though. I do like Resident Evil. But like most zombie movies, I'm just not. I'll walk past them every time. Fear.com is awesome.
Now, see, I saw it, but I don't remember it.
Oh, I loved it. It's so dark and dreary, and it's weird, and I don't know. I just like it. Stephen Dorff is in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. I might have to check it out again. I haven't seen it in forever. I just don't really remember it, but I don't remember thinking it was horrible. I didn't think it was horrible. I even have a copy of The Haunting of Molly Hartley. I have that. I have that movie. And I saw that one too.
The Fear.com though, there's something about it that it's so, the way it was filmed, it's pretty. It's dark, but it's pretty, and that's why I'm attracted to that one. It has a certain aesthetic that I like. So
Nice. Very, very cool. Let's see what else we had on this list. I won't go through the whole thing, but just to give you a couple of ideas. Alone in the Dark, and I had never seen that.
I remember that.
Really?
I hated it.
Wow.
It was all right, but it was supposed to be based on the video game, and it didn't seem based on the video game to me. And I also didn't think that Tara Reid was very good at all, and I didn't like the end. So
Wow, there you go.
yeah,
Beneath the Darkness and Homecoming. I had never heard of either of those.
no, I've never heard of either of those, but I see that. Is that Misha Barton? Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I haven't seen either one.
The Disappointments Room and the Cabin Fever remake. That's what I wanted to ask you about. Did you see the Cabin Fever remake?
Not the remake, because I hated the first one. So
Ooh.
pancakes. I just I can't do the pancakes line. It's just every time it makes me mad, and I'm like, I'm shutting this crap off. I don't like it.
Too funny. Oh my god.
The Disappointments Room. Now I think I remember that one. Oh no, that's not what I thought it was.
It has Kate Beckinsale in it. Who else? Duncan Joyner, Lucas Till, Mel Rido.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one. I'm gonna have to check that out.
I think I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it myself. But that's too bad because I like Kate Beckinsale movies in general.
She's awesome. She's the reason I love Underworld.
Right, exactly. I just rewatched Underworld like 2 weeks ago. I hadn't seen it in a little while, and I'm like, man, this movie was freaking good.
It was, and the second one is really, really good too.
Yes, absolutely. Val, thank you so much. Yeah, that's the link for the merch store. Val, you're all right, man. You're all right. The Enlightened Kid, what's going on? Saying good morning, guys. All right. What's up? What's up? Mega Giant Sand Extron. What about Jason Takes Manhattan? Listen, I'll tell you what. Jason Takes Manhattan. It's one of those movies where you can have some fun with it. When I saw it as a kid, I was obviously disappointed in a lot of the things. But there was, problems with the budget, now knowing all the behind the scenes stuff, they wanted to shoot a lot of it in New York. They wanted to do, I think it was like 70% in New York and 30%, on the boat. And they had to flip that around because they just didn't have the budget and so forth. But it has some pretty good stuff in it. It's still Kane. So to me, it's not the worst. It is low on my list. We did a ranking of it. It is low, but it's not, to me, it's not as bad as Jason Goes to Hell.
No.
So that's just how I go with it. Now here's the other thing I wanted to do too, Jamie, and I know we hadn't talked about this, but last week we started to have a little fun with a game, kind of describing a movie. We called this the hashtag game, I guess.
Yeah.
And I wanted to try to do this, but having, and not to put you on the spot, but I guess it kind of is, but obviously you're the one on the screen, on panel, but seeing if you can guess the movie and also the folks in the live chat. That's what I figured that we would do for a little bit, which I always like these types of things. And of course, if you have any that you might be thinking of that you can throw out, you can feel free to do that as well. All right. So this is what we're going to do, guys. For you guys in the live chat, I'm going to be describing to Jamie a movie. I'm going to try to be as cryptic as possible. You guys in the live chat, you can throw your guesses out. The way that you guys throw your guesses out is you're going to write hashtag and the name of the movie. No capitals, no spaces. Okay? And
That's
then
the
we'll
rules.
just see. Those are the
That's the rules.
those are the rules. So that and so that's really important. Like, that was so funny because last week we were trying to make sure that everybody was doing it the right way.
I know. I kept writing the rules. No
Yes.
spaces.
No spaces, no capitals.
No capitals.
Oh my God, it was so funny. All right, so that's the idea. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna think of a movie, and then I'm gonna try to describe it to you, and we're gonna go from there.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. This is a movie where you have members of a family are the leads. Okay. These members of a family, they are outcasts. Okay. One of the members of this family has a romantic connection or a romantic relationship. The person that is having this romantic relationship with this member of the family does not know the danger of this family. This movie was not well received. This movie is probably considered by most to be cheesy. It is a horror movie. The members of this family, I don't want to say that. That'll give it away. All right, hold on. The members of this family have been around for a long time. The members of this family have a fear of something that to you or me would not be something we'd be afraid of. This movie came out in between the years of 1982 and 1996. Let's see.
Hashtag Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me.
It would be funny if it was, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
No. You caught me off guard with that. All right. Let's see. This movie.
I am, to be fair, I am terrible at this game. Just so you know.
That's
I
okay.
really am.
No, that's okay. Because part of it is also part of the fun of it is that I have to continue to give clues and hopefully cue you in more and more and more. Okay. This movie, oh man, that might give it away. Okay. The family I'm speaking about in this movie, it's not a sister, it's not a brother, it's not a husband.
Okay.
I'm just trying to, get closer and closer here. We got some interesting ones in the chat here, man. This is really, really, and by the way, Nathan was saying just sub to Jamie's channel. That is awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you, Val, for putting Jamie's link in the chat, and I'll have that in the description as well. Okay. Wow, we got some interesting ones here. Remember, it's hashtag and then the answer. Hashtag then the answer. No spaces, no capitals, and no punctuation. Okay. Extron's like, put hashtags, guys. Okay. This movie, I'm just trying to think. This movie, the title of this movie doesn't seem to have anything to do with the movie. It's is mostly considered a cheesy movie, mostly not well received, horror movie. There's a name attached to this movie that is one of the most famous horror icons probably ever. I'm trying to dance around this as best as I can. In this movie, the family that I'm talking about, they have supernatural powers.
Okay.
The
I'm terrible at
family,
this game.
there are 2 members of this family. Okay.
Okay.
And those 2 family members, it's not a father, it's not a daughter, it's not a brother, it's not a sister, it's not an aunt, uncle, cousin, or any of those that are, oh man, these 2 family members don't always act appropriate around each other.
Oh wait,
Yes.
hashtag
Whoa, before you,
sleepwalkers.
what was that?
Hashtag sleepwalkers.
That's it. That's
Is it?
It is it. You got it. Wait a minute. What gave it away?
It was because I was trying to make eliminations. You started saying, about the family unit and what it consisted of. And then for some reason, when you said that, I knew for some reason you were just about to say that they had a weird relationship. And as soon as you did, I knew what it was.
There it is. And it looks as though we had one correct answer. Wow. Now that's pretty good, because last week we had a lot of people guessing these. Enlightened Kid came in with Sleepwalkers, and we had a whole bunch of guesses. We had Poltergeist, we had Cat People, we had Prom Night, we had Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Next Generation. Nathan is saying, I have no clue now. The Stepfather, Amityville 2. That's a pretty good guess.
Amityville 2 is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Really?
It really is. I got to talk to Diane Franklin for an hour once on Region Free, and it was the delight of my life, because I've seen that movie hundreds of times. I love that movie so much. Hundreds. I love that movie so much. It's one of those movies that I would just watch over and over and over again. If I saw it on TV, I'd turn to it no matter what, every single time. Really? There's a few movies like that. And you can tell the movies that I did that with, because I'll know literally everything about them. Like The Exorcist, like The Shining.
Right.
I was rattling off all those, facts about The Shining there last week, because I literally know so much about it, because I literally seeked out the information ever since I was a kid,
Wow.
So yeah, there's a few movies like that. And Amityville Horror 2 is one of those movies where that is such a good movie. It's so underrated. The possession scene in that movie is so good. And that actor, I don't remember his name. What a good actor that kid was. He was so good. I recommend that movie to anybody who hasn't seen it. It's so much better than the original, and it's based on the other book. So
wow. Now, I haven't seen it in a long time. I've seen it a couple times, but not in I was a kid. I was a teenager. So it's been a long time. I got to rewatch that now.
Do it.
Wow.
Do it. I'm serious.
Okay.
It's so good, and you might see it differently as an adult than you did as a kid, Yeah. And even though I saw it as a kid, it's pretty risque subject for a kid. I was above my age always, so old soul in here. So
nice.
I just it never bothered me, that kind of thing. So
wow. Okay.
I really, really like it. Any people out there that have not seen Amityville Horror 2, go get it.
Wow.
It's worth it.
All right. That's cool. Dan saying, hey, what's going on, Dan?
Hi, Dan.
What's up? Omni's in the chat. What's going on?
Oh, you had asked me about my music and I didn't answer. Well, here's the thing. I I love to sing. I do. I still try to sing as well. Like even the ones that you're hearing, that is not me at full capacity. Those were me when I was starting to get sick. So actually I'd already been sick for a while, but didn't know it. And I was having trouble. I can hear myself straining to hit notes. Other people might not notice that, but I do. And my voice used to be a lot different than that. So I know the difference. So for me, it's difficult to listen to that sometimes because it feels like it was the last of my ability going. You know, that was the last time I could really do it. Now I try. I do. I still try to exercise my voice. I try to sing. I try to do what I can, but I just don't have the range anymore because I have a thyroid issue, and you can see that I have lumps here and here on my neck. Those are nodes that are growing on my thyroid, and they're pushing on my vocal cords, which is why I sound hoarse all the time and why I'm always clearing my throat. And you know, it's very difficult. And so because it's doing that, it hurts so much to sing that I just can't do it anymore. And it's a shame because I want to. And I've had a lot of people, you know, contact me and want to work with me. And I try to explain to them, I don't know if I can. I can try, but I try, and I don't know if I can always hit the notes. But I do want to. And I miss that because for me, I literally was singing in my crib before I could even talk. My parents used to listen to the Beatles a lot. And I would hum those songs in my crib every morning. My mom said she would come in and I'd be humming Beatles songs in my crib. And so they always knew that I was going to be a singer. Plus I come from a very musical family. My mom was a singer and a keyboard player. My dad was a singer and a guitarist. My uncle's a singer and a guitarist.
Nice.
I played clarinet. My son plays clarinet. My grandfather played clarinet. It's just in my family.
It's in your blood.
Yeah. So it really bothers me, but I try, and if I can, I'll make new recordings. My most recent recording was actually the first one that I posted, and that was Landslide.
Yes. Okay.
And that I did on a whim because X inspired me. And I knew I could manage that song because I can usually manage Stevie Nicks pretty well. So I did that song, and it started me on this thing. You know, I have all these old recordings of me from like 10 years ago when I made all those on MySpace Karaoke.
Wow, that was way back in the day.
Yeah, do you remember MySpace Karaoke?
Yes.
I was on there all the time. Like I got featured on there at least 3 times for a whole week.
Nice.
When I did Straight Up, they featured that one. I was like the first person to do it, I think.
Nice.
But yeah, so I that's where all those recordings come from, and there was a lot more. And if anybody can ever find them, if they go on the Wayback Machine or something and find my old like videos from MySpace Karaoke, I'd appreciate it because I would like to be able to see them again and maybe re-record them onto my computer so that I can actually put those out, you know, because there were so many that I did that I never recorded onto the computer like I did the others. So I have about 25 songs, and I should have at least 100 because I did them like every day for years.
Yeah, and music is really it's such a special thing, and I think it's really cool that you know, like for you with your channel, you have that combination of like, you know, movie talk, you know, music, you know, just your joy of both and so forth. That's difficult to do. I mean, we were just talking just the other night. We did our Fleetwood Mac episode and kind of, you know, paying a little tribute to Christine McVie. And it's a challenge to do, especially, you know, when your channel is kind of in a certain lane, so to speak, you know what I mean? So I think that's what's really cool about your channel is that you have you have so much variety in that sense. You know, the love for music, the love for nature, the love for movies, the love for just talking and discussion. So it's really, really cool. So if you guys haven't checked out Jamie's channel, check it out. Check it out.
I refuse to stay in one lane. I drive like that too. And my son always says, when dad drives the car, it purrs. When mom drives the car, it growls. Like,
I like that.
Yeah.
That's cute.
He's not so cute anymore. He's 20, almost 21, and he's like 6'4". He's huge. I have a huge son. I don't know how that happened because I'm 5 feet tall. So he got the recessive Viking genes from me, I think.
There you go. Nice. Oh, what's up, Omni? So, can we talk about how I just found out by you guys that there's so many more Amityville sequels? Like this franchise really said Amityville everything. Yeah, it's like 20 something in there.
Yes, because I heard now you can use the name Amityville in front of almost anything. I don't know why that is, but that's how come so many people are out there making these movies with the Amityville moniker, even if it's not even set there. You know?
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yes, absolutely. And Freddie's saying you still have an incredible voice, Jamie.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yes. Hey, Dark Moon. Dark Moon is in the chat too. All right. What's going on?
These days, I'd probably be better off singing stuff like Kim Carnes, but Betty Davis Eyes, and
I love that song.
Stuff like by Stevie Nicks, because I tend to have that gravelly, a bit of a gravelly sound when I sing, I think so.
Yep. Look at this. There's a way to recover those videos. It's just going to be a pain. MySpace should have a place where everything deleted goes, like all social media platforms.
Yeah. I'd like to find him. I should send my son on that mission because he's the computer guy around here.
Nice. Yeah, that would be something to check out for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark. What's going on? Good to see you.
But I'm sorry I interrupted you. I just wanted to make sure I answered the question about the music. So
No, not at all. I mean, because like I've said before too, obviously I'm a huge music fan, and I like your music too.
Thanks.
And it's always cool when you see someone that just has a passion for it, and obviously if they have the creative ability, that's even better. So it's really, really cool. It really,
yeah,
really is.
I remember in high school, I was in chorus, and our teacher, he never gave out hundreds ever, because literally there's nobody that is perfect.
Right.
Well, I got a 99, and my friend Nicole, she was like, I can't believe he gave you a 99. She was so mad that when he started calling out for solos, she goes, hey, why don't you give Jamie a solo? Because she gave her a 99. He goes, Miss Robertson, because my name was Robertson back then. Miss Robertson. I'm like, oh my God. I kicked the back of her chair and I said, I'm going to kill you. Because I was so shy, I was always singing to myself or singing at home. But at that time, I was like, I don't know, 14, 15 years old. I wasn't singing in front of people. But that really actually started me doing that, because after that, I did start singing in front of people. I did take the solo, and I did do the solo. My dad insisted. So I did end up doing it. But
there you go.
That's the kind of thing, that's the kind of stuff that inspired me to do something with it.
Right, right.
I wish I would have done more, because I really wasted my youth.
Oh, well, I think so many of us, we sit back and we think about the things that we could have done, or maybe should have done, or wish we had done, and it can be kind of a tough pill to swallow, so to speak. But, I think it's also cool. And this was one thing I was going to throw out at you too, for people that are content creators. I know for myself, I would have never thought I'd be able to connect with so many people that enjoy a lot of the things I enjoy, and that it actually makes even the smallest bit of difference in their lives. I would have never thought I'd be able to do that. You know what I mean? But to me, that's one of the best things about doing YouTube. How do you feel about that? Because I mean, you've obviously you know, you've been doing it for a while, and you have a lot of, you know, people in the community that are big fans of yours and so forth. You have a lot of people that you also collaborate with. I mean, it is, I guess what I'm saying is, do you look at YouTube in that same way for you?
YouTube has been my savior. YouTube saved me because, okay, so here's how it all started. I'm sitting down, I'm on my couch one night, and I had just got done watching Shameless and Showtime. And all of a sudden, I hear the Twin Peaks music, and the sign is on the screen, and the road, and you see the car, and I'm like, and then it says it said 2016 then, because that's when they had planned it for 2016. I went, oh my God. And I was like, Scott, oh my God. He has no idea what I'm talking about, right? And he's like, I don't understand what you're even saying. I'm like, yo, my favorite show of all time is coming back. I can't believe this. So I went into the computer room and got onto the computer right away, straight onto YouTube, started looking stuff up about it. Pretty soon, I came across Obnoxious and Anonymous. That's Cameron Cloutier, okay? Or Cloutier. Okay. I say it Cloutier because it's French, you know? And he's like, well, that's how it should be said, but it really is Cloutier. That's how people say it here. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to say it the fancy way. So he's the one that just directed that movie, Queen of Hearts, the Twin Peaks fan film that I'm in. He's the most knowledgeable Twin Peaks person that I know. I picked up on that right away because he came on and he started doing all these shows about, you know, what was, speculation shows about what might be coming. I started joining in. He immediately, I wrote one comment and he immediately was like, oh, I'm going to talk to this person because I knew what I was talking about because I'd seen that show. I worshipped that show growing up. I mean, I couldn't believe it when they took it off. I was so angry and so upset over that. And I was glad that I had recorded them all on VHS because I wanted to be able to rewatch them and stuff.
Right.
So anyway, we bonded over this. And then it was the show aired and I watched all of season 3. And the whole time I'm talking to all these Twin Peaks people. And pretty soon I got myself involved in a drama. There was a person who was trolling Cameron and he was saying horrible things to him about his family and his wife and all these other things. So I got upset and I said, hey, you don't know what he's going through. You have no business saying anything at all. Why don't you, get out of here?
Right.
And it caused me to get involved in this. Well, pretty soon, I started getting involved with a lot more people in the community. And then this guy, James, from Twin Peaks Coffee Time, contacted me and said, hey, do you want to join our group? So I said, oh yeah, sure. I'll join your group. So I joined his group. And then pretty soon he's like, hey, do you want to come on and be on our show? And I'm like, heck yes. So I started going on Twin Peaks Coffee Time. And I was there talking Twin Peaks and lots of other stuff, of course. We didn't stick to Twin Peaks because Twin Peaks had been done for about a year when I started. So we started talking about all kinds of other stuff that we were watching. So I did that show for 2 years. Nice. And then I also watched another show that Cameron was on, which was called The Sausage Factory.
Okay.
And this was Piz, and this was, Cameron, and this was Stone, and Christian, and Lorne, and all the guys I'm on Region Free with.
Yep.
And I didn't talk for a long time in there because they were called The Sausage Factory, and it was a bunch of guys, and I didn't ever see any women in the chat. So I was like, well, I think I'm just going to listen while I crochet, and then I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I made that entire Twin Peaks blanket back there while I was listening to Sausage Factory, right?
Nice.
Yeah. And one day they're talking about Friday the 13th, and it's my favorite franchise. And I immediately, I was like, I got to talk this time. So I spoke up in the chat. I said, hi, I've been watching you guys for a long time, well over a year. I'm a woman, and I wasn't sure if women were allowed to talk in here, but I wanted to say hello and ask if I'm allowed to speak. And they're like, what? Yes, you're allowed to talk. Of course you're allowed to talk. So I started talking with them, and it wasn't long before Lauren and I bonded over Hellfest. And because he's a big, he even has some of the props from the movie. I'm so jealous. He's got that one, the spider doll, the orange and black spider, and he's got what's her face's bracelet that she drinks out of.
Yeah,
he's got the actual one from the movie. I'm so jealous. But we bonded over that, and then pretty soon he and Cameron, when Region Free or the Sausage Factory started talking about making changes so that they could be more universal, because I guess I brought that
that's
up.
Cool.
I didn't mean to. It wasn't something I was trying to do. I just wanted to talk with them because I'd been watching them for so long, and I was so respectful of all of these, this knowledge that they had.
Right.
And I felt like, well, I could talk with them because I had a bunch of knowledge too. And pretty soon they put my name on the table, and then they asked me, they told me, they said, hey, we're changing the format and the show. We're going to change the name from the Sausage Factory to Region Free, and we want to add a female. Do you want to be the woman? And I said, yes, of course, 100%. Yeah. So that started me down the path towards Region Free. And then, because I was still doing Coffee Time at the time, those guys got a little jealous, I think. And James started bullying me. And I'm being totally honest. So if he watches this, don't get mad, because it's the truth and you know it. He started to bully me a little bit because I think he was a little mad because he felt like I was moonlighting or whatever. But I was planning on staying on both shows because they weren't going to clash with each other.
Right. Two totally different things.
Right. I was totally planning on staying on both, but he pushed me and pushed me and pushed me. And then finally I just couldn't take it anymore. And I just said, well, I'm done with this. So I left that show. We're on good terms now. We weren't at the beginning, but we are now. Yeah. So I've forgiven them, guys. They've forgiven me for telling them all to F off. Because I literally said, fuck off. I literally did. And I was gone. I was so mad because he started picking on me about Mountain Dew, which is my favorite drink. It's my favorite drink, guys.
Wow.
And it was it. That was it. I just couldn't take it no more. But
oh, wow.
Anyway, so after that, I started doing Region Free, and I've been, with them this whole time. We're on a hiatus right now.
Right.
But don't write us off because we could be back. So.
How long do you think the hiatus is going to be?
I don't know.
And is there a particular reason? I know Piz is really busy with a lot of stuff.
Piz is very busy, and he's burnt out. We're all a little burnt out, I think. Like, I had to take a break too. I told him in I think it was March that my illness is back, and I'm having trouble feeling good. And I told him I needed to take a little break, and I would come on shows when I thought it was really important to, but I needed a rest. So I took a rest while I've been fighting my disease, because this disease is not something that goes away. It's something that it's like a pendulum. It swings back and forth like this, and I like being here, know, but right now it's up here, and well, it's not all the way up there, but if I get to a bad point again, I won't be on here anymore, because there's no way I can do it if I'm that sick. But I had this disease called Hashimoto's disease, and it's awful.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about it when we were talking, through DMs and stuff like that. And like I said, much respect, because there are a lot of people that, they deal with so many different things, and to still be, positive individuals or bringing positivity to others, like you said, when you would still be doing some shows when you knew that it was something that was important to do. It's such a selfless thing, and I think a lot of times viewers, I'm glad you told that story, because I think a lot of times viewers, they don't necessarily think in those terms because they see people that do YouTube, they come on and it's either, a pre-recorded video or a live stream like this. And they're like, yeah, cool, cool, cool. And especially if they do it for any amount of time, it becomes just a regular thing. But, people deal with so many issues. Like, obviously you're dealing with that. People deal with, life in so many different ways, family, work, ups and downs, illnesses. And it's just really crazy. But what I'm getting to is that it just makes me as a viewer, because obviously I watch, a lot of YouTubers. I used to watch a lot of Region Free, especially before I got really busy with my own schedule. So I actually watched you guys, even before I became a YouTuber.
Oh wow.
And Piz is awesome. I've talked to him a couple times, like on social, and obviously he's super busy, but one of the nicest guys. I remember a couple times in his live streams, I would, write some comment and, he might have thought it was witty or whatever. And he'd acknowledge it. I'd be like, oh, wow, that's so cool. Piss out. He's like saying, hey, so anyways, but I say that because I respect anyone that is able to do this on any level, and especially if they're able to do it for a period of time, because it's challenging.
He's old school. I mean, he's been around doing this for about 12 years. Jay the Stingray, all them, they're all like the OG group. Dead Pit, those guys, they're the OGs. And I really respect them and I look up to them a lot. And I really hope Dead Pit's serious about having me on, because
I saw that.
I've been trying to get on there. They were going to record with me one night, but I got sick, so I ended up not being able to do it. And I'm like, oh crap, I hope they ask me again, because I really want to do something with them guys, because I really like them guys a lot. And I really wish that I would have recognized Uncle Bill at Scarefest, but I wasn't wearing my glasses. And when I'm not wearing my glasses, I can't see close or far, because I have bifocals, and I can't see close or far. So he was just far enough away from me to where I was like, is that Uncle Bill? I don't know. I'm not gonna bother to try though. I'm not gonna go bug him, because if it's not, I'll die of embarrassment. Right. That's also how come I ran right into Robert Englund, right smack dab, right into him, and all I said was, "Oops, sorry," and kept walking. My husband goes, "You just ran into Robert Englund and just kept walking," and I said, "What?" What? Because I'm short. So I'm not looking up at people. I'm looking forward so I don't run into anybody. And I still ran into him anyway. But I didn't look up. So I didn't see who it was. I just saw a chest.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I almost ran into Bruce Campbell at one of the conventions that we were at. And I didn't, but I was pretty damn close. And man, he was looking swift that day. He was like in this, it was almost like not a green suit, but it was just this off color, but it looked good on him.
Handsome. Oh my God. He's so handsome. I would die.
I was like, oh my God, that was Bruce Campbell.
Oh my God.
Oh
he's my holy grail, to be honest.
So in other words, you got to meet him.
Yes.
One day.
One day I'm going to do it. I swear. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to find out how to do it. I'm going to do it, because he is my holy grail. Him and David Lynch. They're my holy grails.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I mean, if you were to meet David Lynch, I mean, just be honest. Would you just absolutely melt?
Oh.
I mean, can you imagine that though?
I had a crush on him when he was younger, and he was doing stuff like Blue Velvet and Dune and all that. He also was an actor. He acted in this movie. Zelly and Me, I think it's called. And it's like a love story. And I fell in love with him. I was like, I'm in love with this guy. He's old, but I'm in love with him. I didn't care. It was weird for a teenage girl to fall in love with David Lynch.
Right.
But I did. Right. And I would probably still be like, oh my God, you're just gorgeous. He's just gorgeous. That hair,
Yeah.
Holy moly, that hair.
Oh.
One time, a friend of mine put up a poll on Twitter that was like, who does it best, the hair? And then he wrote David Lynch or Kyle MacLachlan. And I wrote, well, David Lynch, you can't you can't get any better than the David Lynch quaff, you know. And Kyle MacLachlan liked it.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Go away, cat. No. Sorry. Hold on, I'm gonna let him in.
You gotta love cats.
Come on.
Hey, Carrie, what's going on? Good to see you, Carrie. Good to see you. We had a blast. Carrie, by the way, I want to say this. I was waiting to see when you'd come in, if you were able to come in. We had a blast watching The Shawshank Redemption for our watch party last night. That was so much fun. So much love to you, Carrie, and Jack, and everyone that was there. We had so many good laughs. It's such a great movie. Carrie said, much respect for Jamie. Although dealing with something life-hindering, you never let it hinder you. Aw, very cool.
I try not to, and you know, it's been difficult. It's been a difficult ride, and it's not an easy disease to deal with. And also, my brother has it, so it runs in my family. It's also the number one most reported disease of children whose parents were in Vietnam and got sprayed with Agent Orange, which my dad did.
Wow.
And I was the firstborn after that. So I'm not surprised that I have something like this. But it would have been nice to know that at a younger age.
Right.
So I could have kept it under control.
Right.
I mean, when I was young, I never I weighed 98 pounds, you know, until I was 27.
Wow.
So I just thought that was just a natural thing. I didn't realize it had anything to do with any diseases or anything like that. I just thought I had a super high metabolism, which I did because of this disease. But once I got pregnant with my son, it triggered it, and it triggered whatever was going on in there. And then I started to get sick. That's when it started to it made my immune system go crazy, and my immune system saw my thyroid as a threat. So it started attacking my thyroid cells. And once that happens, because your thyroid is like the basic hub of your body. So it started crossing all these signals, and everything started going wrong. So, yeah, I thought I was losing my mind, to be honest. I really did. I was like, all these things are happening to me, but I don't look sick, you know? But because you won't look sick, but you are sick. And it took me having to go to the doctor and them feeling my actual neck and saying there's something definitely going on in there for me to even figure that out. And I didn't even do that until like 2013. So.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Jeez. Yeah, definitely. Like Carrie said, you know, you definitely don't let it hinder your kindness and your positivity. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely much respect for that.
It won't change me who I am.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Because that's tough. You know, a lot of people, you know, they're not able to kind of carry forward like that. So
yeah,
definitely much respect. And you guys in the chat, Carrie, you can say hey whenever you want. You're too funny. Staying on our good side. That's right. Stay on the general's good side. No doubt about that. Omni 9 almost said thanks, Omni. Yeah, we're having fun.
Oh my gosh, almost at 7K now.
Well, not exactly, but I mean, you know, we're in the right direction. But
you're growing so fast. I mean, that's fast.
It's been crazy. We're actually going to, and I haven't even put this up yet, but on Sunday, we're gonna do kind of just like a hangout stream type of thing, and you know, just thanking people and supporters and viewers and the community, because it's just been really overwhelming almost, you know, all the positivity and everyone just being so kind and just supportive, and you know, not just of this channel, but like everyone, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, like I said, I just never would have expected it, and it's just a fantastic place to be. It really, really is. Hey, Hatchet Boys, what's going on? Carrie saying, oh my God, yes, it was such a blast. I had such a great time watching Shawshank. Stephen King movies are the best with amazing friends. Yes, indeed. It was so much fun.
I love Shawshank. I do. I love that movie. I've seen it a bunch of times, and I have it in 3 different ways, 3 different formats.
Nice.
So, yeah.
That is
I've
awesome.
bought that one often.
Yeah, it's a perfect movie. Like when we were watching it, I hadn't seen it, you know, maybe in, I don't know, maybe 3 years, 2-3 years, from beginning all the way to end. And it's just so good. We had moments of laughter, of tears, intense moments, and it was just the whole gambit. So it was such a fun thing to do. Hatchet Boys, I'm glad you enjoyed it, because it was really fun with you guys that were there. And then of course we were spinning the wheel to see what we're going to watch next week.
What happened? I missed that because I was off doing something else, I think.
Oh my! Well, let me play it. Hold on, I got the clip here. You're not going to be able to see it full screen. I should have made it full screen, but this is what happened at the end, because my good friend Jack put it up on his IG. This is what happened at the end. Hold on, let me just make sure I got this. Take this banner off too. This is what happened at the end when we were spinning the wheel.
Come on.
Spin.
Dr. Sleep! Dr. Sleep!
Yes!
Yes! That's what I wanted.
Oh my god.
Way, dude.
Ronan is probably dancing right now.
Like, I gotta be here
If
for
you
next.
dream it, it will come.
I gotta come
believe
next
that.
Wednesday, man.
Dude.
That is awesome.
Knight, this is the second stream somebody manifested the answer.
That's true.
Think it.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So it was funny because we were spinning the wheel, and there was like 8 movies, and it was so funny because we were just talking about Dr. Sleep, because Coriander's not the biggest fan of Dr. Sleep, which of course we've had conversations about because we saw it in the theater and she liked it. I think she was just anyways. So, and there was Ronan was in the chat and he was like, yeah, I want to watch Dr. Sleep. So I'm spinning the wheel and it's going around, and we had made this deal that I was only going to spin it once, whereas the previous week I spun it till there was one left.
One left, yeah.
And it was funny because last week Jack said, well, what if the last two are the non-horror movies, Shawshank and Green Mile? And it turned out to be between those two. So anyways, it was just funny because the spin of the wheels going around, and it was Dr. Sleep. We just roared. We were having so much fun. Oh my, yeah, Carrie's saying it too. It was hilarious. I'm gonna put that clip out there because it was just so funny. But yeah, next week we're watching Dr. Sleep.
I just rewatched Dr. Sleep 2 days ago.
Really?
I did a whole I had a whole snow fest is what I called it, because I was sick with a headache. So I was laying down on the couch and I had nothing to do because I wasn't getting up. So I just kept putting in movie after movie. Yes. I did The Shining, and then I did Dr. Sleep right after. And I watched the theatrical cut this time because I had not seen the theatrical cut. I had only seen the director's cut. So I decided I was going to watch the theatrical cut. I honestly didn't notice much difference, but yeah, that's because it's been 2 years since I watched the director's cut. So I don't remember what the differences are, but I liked it just the same.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of big differences if I remember correctly too, but yeah, it's been a little while since I've seen. Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't understand it because they're expecting something different, but that's the thing. I read the book when it came out, and I was expecting something different from the book, because I was like, what is this? What is this stuff with all this? He's not living in Colorado. He's traveling everywhere. He's drinking. Right. He's doing all this stuff. And then I was like, oh, this is getting good. Now I'm getting into it. They bring in the RV people, and I start getting into it, and I'm like, oh my God, this is getting good. And then I read it in a week. That big book.
Yeah, it's a big book.
I read it in a week. It was so good. I was on vacation. I was at Letchworth Park in New York, in a cabin. And I literally read it while we stayed in that cabin. And it was so good. And so I couldn't wait for the movie to come out. And I knew that I was going to like the movie because I liked the book. And I think a lot of people, they didn't understand it because they were expecting it to be, to include more stuff from the original The Shining. Right. But it was based on an amalgamation of the Shining movie and the Dr. Sleep book. So he had to, I think if he had to do it that way, he did a freaking awesome job. It was so good. Now, I'm not a big fan of Mike Flanagan's aesthetics, Sometimes they look a little TV movie to me, but in
Mhm.
that one, he did a super good job.
Yeah. He also kind of, paid respect to the Shining book.
Yes.
Because he had to be mindful of that, because you've got a lot of people that are fans of the Doctor Sleep book, but of course the Doctor Sleep book kind of bridges from the Shining book.
Mhm.
So he had to be mindful of that, but also you're going to bring in so many people that are fans of Kubrick's movie, The
Mhm.
Shining. So he was basically balancing like 3 different angles in
Mhm.
one movie, and I thought he did a fantastic job with it.
He
So
really
I'm
did.
I'm excited.
He
I'm
really
excited.
did. Because like the
Yeah.
twins were not part of the book.
Right.
So throwing them in there, he had to, that was from the movie.
Mhm.
And the old hag was definitely, she was from the book, but it was different in the book than
Mhm.
it really was in the movie.
Right.
And I
There was a
do
lot of
like the
balancing.
way that the movie ended, but I thought the ending in the book was just a little bit better because it was a little more detailed.
Mhm. Mhm.
Also in the book, it stuck with, the book stuff. So there was no
Right.
hotel. There was no hotel in
That's
the
right.
book. It was just
Mhm.
burnt down. So all that was
Mhm.
left was this one little like golfing shed on the old golf course that was there. And
Mhm.
that's where they resided. All of the spirits from the hotel were residing in this one little shed.
Mhm.
And I thought that was kind of cool. So,
Yeah,
but they didn't
absolutely.
put that in the movie, of course.
Yeah, well, and of course and that's the part that's kind of like, but at the same time, I totally get it, because like I said, he had to balance fans of the different aspects, the movie, the book, Doctor Sleep's book. So, anyways, it was yeah. I'm gonna be excited for it next week. It's gonna be pretty cool. Val saying Jamie's at 6.
I'm sorry,
Val,
I'm talking so much, I'm making you miss all the comments.
no, that's okay. Val's keeping track of everything here. Thanks a lot, Val. I really appreciate that.
Sorry.
You're too funny. Yeah, it's been a crazy couple weeks. It really is. Carrie saying Dr. Sleep had the fangirl in me screaming. There you go.
I
There you
loved
go.
it.
Yes, absolutely. And Miss C saying happy early birthday to Toronto Freddy. Yeah, happy early birthday.
Happy birthday, Freddie.
Yeah. All right. Happy early birthday to all you guys. Everyone's putting their birthdays in the chat. Omni too.
I'm
That's
not
right
looking
around the
forward
corner.
to my next birthday at all.
Aw.
I'm going to be 50.
Oh. Well, it's just a number, right?
Half a century. Me.
Half
What
a
the heck?
century.
Where the heck? What the heck?
Where did
How'd
all the
that
time
happen?
go?
I don't know.
How did that
I don't know.
That's
I'm
too
just glad
cute.
that I have good genetics and don't look 50.
That's right. That's right. It's all in the mind. It's all,
Yes.
look, Carrie, mine's in March. Wink, wink. All right. All right. Emmanuel's in the chat. What's going on? Saying I enjoyed it, but it made the scares in the original unscary a bit. Oh, that's interesting. Wow. That's an interesting way to put it. I never really thought of it that way. Interesting. Well, hopefully you
Why?
can join us.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah,
like to know. I'd like to know why.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing to talk about. Yeah, I don't think it really made the original unscary to me at all.
Mm-mm.
If anything, I thought it was kind of amplified.
The scary thing about the original for me is the fact that Jack loses his shit.
Right.
He loses his mind, and he's well, originally to begin with, he's already not a very nice person. It's obvious.
Right.
And I know from the book the reason he's there.
Right.
Because in the book, which they don't tell you this in the movie, but in the book, he actually beat up one of his students
Mm-hmm.
when he was drinking. So
right.
that's why that all goes down. He has to go and get a different job, and this is the only one he could get, and that's how it all starts. And
Yeah.
I don't know, for me, it just made it even scarier knowing that from the
Mhm.
book and realizing that he's already resentful towards his family.
Right.
So
Yeah, absolutely. And even when we were watching The Shining, and I've seen that movie hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times over the years. I mean, I remember seeing it as a little boy, and it just scared the crap out of me. But even when we rewatched it for the watch party last week, there are still like little things that were, that you either catch or they ring a little bit more than they did before to you. It's just such a great movie. It's a great book too, and that's the thing that's special to me, is that because they're very different in a lot of ways, but each has so many awesome things about it, and I'll be honest, I'm so glad that Stephen King has kind of come around a little bit more to the movie in recent years.
Yes.
He kind of understands the appeal of it a lot more now than he did back in the old days.
He was mad in the old days. I just watched our interview with him just a few days ago, and he was saying that he was offended in the old days by the whole situation of him changing his story up in a way that he wasn't expecting. So it kind of made him angry. But as time has gone on, he's learned to appreciate the movie for what it is. Yeah. And that's why he was heavily involved with the making of Dr. Sleep. And him and Mike Flanagan kind of made this plan of how to amalgamate them all together. And he ended up saying in the interview that he thought that Mike did an excellent job doing it, and that there was no other way
right
that he could have done it. So
yep, absolutely. I remember him saying that too.
Do you want to see the bat?
The bat, I love that.
Okay, so this one is mine. This one is mine. It's unfinished. You see, it's a mini bat. Yes. It's unfinished. You can tell if you look at the end that it's got a little extra weight in it. There's a circular thing there. It's got a little extra weight. This one's mine. I carry it around in my car. So, watch out, guys, because I don't mess around. And then this one is the one my brother made for my husband.
Oh, cool.
And it's called Woody. Because that's my husband's nickname.
Nice.
Is Woody. And that one also, you can see it has an extra weight in the end.
Yeah.
And you get hit with this, you're going to know it.
Wow.
So there, guys, you can see my bats now.
Yeah, because whenever we do our scenario game, Jamie will give one of the really most interesting answers of all time. But there's always one constant in your answers, and that's your bat. The bat.
The bat.
I love it. I love it. Omni, fuck shit up, Jamie.
I have 4 brothers, and they're like, ain't nothing gonna happen to my sister. So They made me that bat, even though I'm the oldest and supposed to be protecting them.
There you go. Hey, you got to be ready. You never know. I love it.
Yeah.
Omni saying, your room setup is glorious. It is very cool. I like it.
Thank you. I've been working really hard on it. You guys should have seen it when I first started. There was a bed back here. There wasn't a couch. The dresser's still here. That dresser has always been there, but there was a bed over here. And I just got sick of having it like that. So I got the bed out of here, because this used to be the spare bedroom, Now it's just my office. But
there you go. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Carrie, Jamie, I'm going to grab my bat.
I'm going to grab my bat. Seriously.
It's too funny.
Seriously.
You guys are too funny. Yes, I love Jamie's setup. It has a relaxing ambiance. It does.
There's also another reason for the bat. See, in 1988, my cousin, her name was Kathy Wilson, she was kidnapped. And 2 years later, they found her body in Pennsylvania. It wasn't good. She had been murdered for sure. And not just murdered, but stabbed many, many times. And they found that out by the markings on the bones. That tells me some things. I have my theories about who did it, and I don't like talking about it because it's difficult. But I do have theories about who did it. But they wrote a book about it.
Wow.
It's called It's called Ripe for the Picking, the Kathy Wilson murder story. And this is more like a local. I bought this in 1992, so I've had it for a long time. This is like more of a local book, but it has literally like everything about the trial in it. The writing's really little. I mean, look at that.
Wow.
So,
it is.
Yeah, it is. It's got pictures in it from like, you know, where they found her car and her keys and her purse. They were all in separate places.
Wow.
But it had a huge effect on me because I was 14 when it happened, and a 14-year-old girl is quite impressionable, and it freaked me out. And then not only that, but that same exact year, I saw a guy at like 7:00 in the morning hold a gun on my mom. She was waiting for the bus to go to school because it was Columbus Day, but I didn't have school that day, but she did because colleges didn't close for Columbus Day. So she was getting on the bus, and this guy was walking up the road with a gun, a shotgun, talking about how school is the devil. And my school was right across the street, so I would have been waiting that morning to go into my school, and I was in 7th or 8th grade, and luckily, there was no school that day because that guy was talking about how he was going to shoot people up. So the bus shows up. My mom runs on the bus, and then the bus backs up, hits the mailbox outside my house, and then they all come running in my house and called the police.
Wow.
Yeah. So that happened the same year. And so with those two things, plus me being an impressionable 14-year-old girl, I became extremely paranoid, and I started sleeping with a butcher knife that I stole from the kitchen underneath my mattress. And I was scared. I didn't know who did it, you know, and at the time I couldn't have imagined it was anybody I knew. So I was worried there was some serial killer out there, you know, and who knows where he was. And I just, it terrified me. So I became, paranoid enough to have to feel like I need to have some sort of weapon at all times. So when I got older, my brothers were like, we don't like you carrying a blade around. So we made you this bat. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll use that then. So ever since I carried a bat. And that's the story on that.
Well, it's totally understandable. I remember you telling me some of that story, and I was just like, yeah, I totally get it. I'd be carrying a bat around with me too. No doubt. Oh my gosh. And these guys in the chat, Freddie saying my deepest condolences, and Carrie saying, I'm so sorry, Jamie, to hear that. It's very tragic, mind-blowing how crazy people are. It is.
I'll tell you what's weird is like, you don't think that anything like that is ever going to happen to your family, to anyone you know at all.
Right.
When I got that phone call, and I picked up that phone, and my dad said, Kathy's missing. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. Going to school the next day was absolutely surreal because obviously the whole town knew about it immediately. And I had to go to school and deal with everybody, you know, talking about it.
Right.
For a long time, too. Years.
Wow.
Even after they found her body. Now, the problem I had was because of all of the small town talk, the police were bumbling idiots, and they didn't know what they were doing, and they botched the whole thing up. It's never going to be solved. It will never be solved because they botched everything up too much. They botched up all the evidence, and there's other reasons too. I just think political reason, there's all these reasons why it couldn't go away. But I've had to live with the fact that somebody out there got away with it.
Right.
That I really do. I hate that a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be feeling the same exact way.
Yeah.
That's absolutely understandable. Oh my gosh. Jeez.
It broke my family up too. My family has not been the same since. Family reunions ended. I mean, it really changed everything in my life. So it was kind of a major deal.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm definitely, like I said before, you know, I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah.
That's horrible. It absolutely is.
It
No
is, but
doubt.
it's been long enough now where I've dealt with it all and gone through it
Yeah.
all. So
Yeah.
I've accepted it.
Yep. That's what we do in life is just try to keep moving on. Oh my gosh.
I think that's why I'm so humorous too, because like in order for me to deal with all of these things that have happened to me in my life, I've had to use humor to
Right.
keep myself, sane,
Right.
basically.
Yep.
And I think I've become quite good at that. And it does help. It keeps me centered when I make jokes out of things. So like I make
Right.
jokes about my bat because, it is weird. It is weird for me to have this little quirk about me, but that's why I make jokes about it, because I want people to understand that I don't take it too seriously. But
Yep.
serious enough to where if you come near me, I'll kill you.
Mhm.
I will knock your head off.
Understandable.
Yeah.
I know what that's like. I'm from the city. You can't play around with anyone.
Yeah.
Miss Carter, we'll catch you later on. She's saying I'm going to get going, and rest in peace, Jamie's
Bye.
cousin.
Thank
Yes,
you.
yes, absolutely. Carrie was saying, where was this Jamie, if you don't mind me asking?
It's Jamestown, New York. That's
Oh.
where Lucille Ball is from.
Nice.
I live in Lucille Ball's hometown.
Wow.
And you guys should see the Scary Lucy statue. It is absolutely the most hideous thing ever. I don't know if you've ever heard about that controversy.
No.
But the first statue we had made of Lucy that was given to us was absolutely horrid. I mean, this thing was hideous looking. I've got pictures of it, and I put it in videos. So somewhere on my channel there is a video of it with that in there. I'm trying to remember which one. Hand in My Pocket. Hand in My Pocket has both Lucy statues, the bad one and the one that was the good one. So
wow.
if you guys want to see them, check out Hand in My Pocket.
I'm a huge fan of Lucille Ball.
Me too. Huge. She reminds me so much of my grandma. My grandma used to look just like her. I used to tell her that all the time. Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
That is
she
so
really
cool.
looked a lot like her.
Very, very cool. And Omni was saying, that part, Jamie, I laugh to keep from pulling my hair out, or worse, I got PTSD from all the trauma. Yeah, I know what you mean. Humor can definitely be a shield. There's no doubt about that.
It's been my shield for a long time.
Denisha saying New York is just not as good a place to live, but she was born and raised in New York. Yep.
Yeah, I live. A lot of times when you say New York, people think the city, but I don't live anywhere near there. I've never even been there. That's like a 7-hour drive for me. I live closer to Buffalo. I live about an hour and a half from Buffalo. So I know that area, Western New York. I live amongst the Amish. Really.
There you go.
I literally live in the middle of the country, and like on one side of me is a golf course, on the other side of me is an apple farm, and back there is my woods. So
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And my family does own the golf course. So
well, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. That is cool.
Yeah, I'm not much of a golfer though. People usually get pretty mad at me because I usually take too much time trying to hit the ball. And they're like, "Can we go ahead of you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, because I'm going to be here like 6 hours trying to hit this thing. So go ahead."
Nice.
And that makes my dad and my grandfather mad. Sorry, guys, because they're Scottish,
Yeah.
And they definitely believe in that game. The Scots invented it.
Nice.
What an insane game. I like Robin Williams' take on that game. I don't know if you've ever heard it. He tells a whole story about how the Scottish invented golf, and he's talking about. I can't really do it because he does it in a Scottish accent, but he talks about how they make this little ball, and you got to hit it with a stick, and he's like he does it so I can't do it. You'll have to look it up. He says stuff about no, you don't have to hit it just over here. You got to hit it way the fuck over there. It's just really, really funny. Robin Williams is funny, and he sounds just like my great grandma when he does it, which cracks me up.
Oh
Because
my
my great
God.
grandma, she had a very thick Scottish accent,
Mhm.
and I remember trying to talk to her sometimes and going, "Huh?" I couldn't understand you. So
Oh my
yeah.
gosh. Carrie was saying, so it was in New York. Okay, sorry for the curiosity. Don't want to come off disrespectful. Much love and respect to your cousin. It's heartbreaking.
It is.
Yep.
It really was. I
Yep.
looked up to her a lot too, so and it was really hard for me. I had just seen her
Yeah.
like 3 days before, so it really bothered me.
Oh, yeah. Hatchet Boy saying, are you a Sabres fan?
I am, but I'm not, only because they're a hometown team. I don't really follow hockey. I
Yeah.
do like I'm a Bills fan. Huge Bills fan. I also have a friend who is a Buffalo Jill. So I'm connected to the cheerleading and I'm connected to the football. So
Nice.
yeah.
Oh my God, that is funny. And Retro coming in with a $5 super chat. Oh, thank you so much. Much appreciated. Thank you. Thank you. Saying my wife and I are huge I Love Lucy fans. My favorite episode is when she's trying to hide the chickens from Ricky. What's you guys' favorite? Oh my God. Wow.
I don't know. It's a toss up because I like the one. Well, there's 3 of them that I like a lot. One of them is the Vita Vita Vegemin, where she has to drink all the cough medicine and she gets
That
drunk.
is a good one. Oh my God. You're right.
Another one is when her and her friend are trying to work in the candy factory and the line's going too fast.
Yes, the conveyor belt. That's the first one that came in my mind too. Oh my God.
And then the other one I like a lot is the one where she goes to the winemaking place and she's in the grape thing, stepping on the grapes to make the wine. That's really hilarious. I love that one too.
Yes. It's funny because I watched that show so much growing up, and especially when I would go visit my grandmother, and it was just one of those shows that you just had a lot of fun watching, and of course, being, on syndication and stuff like that. So I was watching that all the time as a kid. But honestly speaking, she was one of the funniest people I'd ever seen on TV. She really, really was. She was a genius.
Yes.
Seriously. Did you see that? Who was in it? Oh my God. They just did it. Was it Nicole Kidman? Yes. Did you see that?
She was the wrong choice. I did not think she was. They should have picked Deborah Messing because she definitely Deborah Messing looks just like Lucy, acts just like Lucy, sounds just like Lucy.
That's true.
I really don't know. Nicole Kidman is great, but she's too glamorous to be Lucy.
Did you see the movie?
I have not.
Okay, I haven't either.
I know bits and pieces about it, but
yeah, I haven't seen it either. Yet. But I was curious though. But who knows? Maybe one day I'll check it out. But yeah, I was kind of because I love Nicole Kidman, but I also agree. I was kind of like, Nicole Kidman. I don't know about that, but
yeah,
who knows?
Well, I'll when I see it, I'll tell you if I think it's legit or not. To me, I think she could probably do a good job of it, but I really think that I would have found Deborah Messing way more believable as Lucy.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
Because she just has the right voice and the right facial
expressions. She looks like her. Yeah, she does.
It would have been
good. Retro, thank you so much for the super chat. And let us know any other I Love Lucy memories that you may have, because it is a great show. I was always thinking to myself at one point, I wanted to do a stream, on I Love Lucy, because growing up, me and my brother, we watched a lot of I Love Lucy.
Yeah, me too.
My parents loved it, my grandmother, and so forth. But Retro, for your super chat, much appreciated. Always love your support. So let's play a couple of clips for you. Let's start with this one. Here we go.
Got him! Got him! Oh! What? Whoa!
Oh my god.
I like that one. That's a good one.
Oh my god. That movie's crazy. That is so 80s.
Stage Fright. You've seen
Yeah.
it?
Oh, of course.
That's
I think I saw it
crazy.
at the theater.
Oh my god, you did?
Oh, probably. I think I remember seeing it at the theater. I remember thinking about that one that it wasn't my favorite. I remember that.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I didn't hate it or anything. And I remember, obviously it was memorable because I remember it. So
Yeah, no, it was kind of middle of the road for us too. 'Cause we did a watch party of it, and when we saw, when we saw that scene,
I know.
we were doing the watch party, and we were cracking up. We were like, "What the hell is going on right now?" This guy, this owl
dancing.
mask, is dancing, and it's so Broadway-like, and oh my god. Anyways,
It was funny.
yeah.
The
But it was-
lady with the saxophone is
Yes!
just hilarious. That's the most 80s thing I've ever seen.
I know.
That's up there with like, shirtless dude from Lost Boys.
Lost
man.
Boys. That's
You know?
right.
Oh my
Yes.
god, so funny.
Oh man, well, Retro, thank you so thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate it, and you gave us a chance to have a good memory on that too, man. Oh my god, too funny.
Carrie needs help. She
what
says
happened?
send help because her foot's asleep.
My foot is completely asleep because I'm on the floor because my phone is charging. Send help. What the hell? I love the dancing owl. Yeah, me too. Oh my god, you guys! I'm glad you guys enjoyed that.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, when we did the watch party for Stage Fright, we saw that scene, and oh my god, oh god. Nathan's in, isn't it a musical slasher? That's what I thought it was going to be, but it wasn't. I mean, it took place at a theater because that was the setting for the movie. But it didn't really have anything else with music in it per se. But it was a pretty good slasher. I mean, you guys obviously, if you've watched enough of the channel, I'm a huge slasher fan, so it was pretty good. We had a good time with it. If you check out our watch party, you'll definitely get a sense of the movie too, if you don't want to watch the movie. But Retro saying, what was great about I Love Lucy was that you didn't even have to know English to understand the jokes. My mom would love watching it, and she spoke and understood very little English. Lucy is the greatest of all time. It's true. It's true. She was a genius. That video was so random. What movie is that from? It's from Stage Fright, which I think was like it was from like 1980, maybe 87, maybe 85. I can't remember, but it's called Stage Fright, and it was really, really, yeah. Nathan saying I gotta check it out. Yeah, check it out. Absolutely. Omni Night, you guys should do a movie mukbang. How would we do it? You gotta let us know, Omni.
It's a good thing I just got up because I caught my cat drinking out of the toilet.
Really?
Yes.
Is that the first time ever?
No. He keeps doing that.
No.
He plays. It's not even just that I don't think he's drinking the water. He's just playing in it. I catch him. I'll hear splashing, like, and I'm like, what the heck is it? And I get up and he's in the toilet. And sometimes he'll lay on the toilet. It's the weirdest thing. He'll lay on the toilet, like spanning it. Like his belly's like all in the hole.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he's the weirdest cat ever. I don't understand. He's so weird.
That's crazy. Oh my god. And I love cats. I've never had a cat do that.
It's the orange one. It's the orange one that you see in my videos all the time. Yeah. He's so weird.
Oh my god, that's too funny.
That's what happens when you pick up strays.
That can happen. Absolutely. Yeah. You can have some odd behavior.
That cat is my baby, though. I love him. When I got him, he was too little to have left his mom. Aww. And so I literally had to feed him formula and stuff. And so he sees me like his mom.
That's cute. Oh my gosh. Carrie saying, crisis averted. Good. Your foot is waking up. That is
all
good.
Right.
And Nathan said, yeah, so it's 1987 that Stage Fright came out. Okay, yeah. Yep. It was all right. Yeah, it was all right. No doubt about that. Retro coming in with a $2 super chat. Can I get a Mr. T singing it about moms?
Every time I see that, it brings me back to like first grade because that used to play all the time on MTV, and my mom would stand there and going, "Treat her right, treat your mama
That is
right,"
so
and I'd be
funny.
like, "Don't do that, Mom."
You're like, and I remember you telling me that, and like, you're the only person I know that has that type of story, because me and a couple of my buddies, this was years ago, 10 years ago, maybe a little bit longer than that. We had seen that video, and I remember seeing it, when I was a kid too. But we used to just have so much fun with it because it was just, it is what it is. So, anyways, retro, yeah, we could do that for you. Let's play this thing for you. Here we go.
Miserable groan from the pain that you felt when I was born.
There it is.
I think I asked my mom, "Did it really hurt when I was born?" And she was like, "Yes." Also, do you notice? I don't know if you know this, but one of those backup singers is one of the Pointer Sisters.
Is it really?
Yeah,
I didn't.
I remember,
know that.
and I remember that distinctly. Because I remember I have this weird, like I said, I have a weird photographic memory. I remember them doing an interview on MTV with her and Mr. T talking about their friendship and how she helped him make that song.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is so cool. I did not even notice that. Oh my God. And I used to listen to the Pointer Sisters when I was a little kid. My parents loved them. Absolutely. Nice. Nuggets
I used to
of
play
wisdom.
Slow Hand over and over and over on my little, those little record players you had when you were a kid. They were like in a little suitcase. I played my 45s on those, and I had Slow Hand. I used to play that over and over and over.
That's a great song.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Well, Retro, thank you, thank you so much for the super chat. Hopefully you love that clip. Thank you so much. Saying the COVID bug finally caught me, so I'm out sick leave from work. One pro is that I get to check out Night in the Morning. Thank you so much.
Oh, Denisha, you're from this area? I didn't know that. That's awesome.
That is cool. Okay. Yeah. Erie County is where I'm from. Oh, that is cool. Very cool. Awesome.
I'm in Chautauqua County, but it's close enough.
They're very cool. Phil, what's going on? Hey,
Phil. Hi.
Good to see you, Phil. Good to see you. Always good to see you, my buddy. Phil. Yes. Oh man. I know I've had you on here for a while. We're gonna be wrapping up soon. I didn't even know I've been on for 3 hours. This has flown by.
I know it does.
There's one thing I wanted to throw out to you, because I know earlier in the chat we were talking about movies that are considered worst movies, or movies obviously that a lot of people don't have a high opinion of. We had one comment that came in, and I was saying to myself, oh my God, I gotta hold this off until Jamie comes in. We had Joe Grizzly himself saying Blair Witch 2, Book of Shadows. Horrible.
I loved it.
I know you did.
I loved it.
I want you to tell people why you love that movie, because I know a lot of people don't love it. I actually liked it too myself, and I know we kind of connected on that level a little bit, but let these folks know why, and because I know you love it. So what makes it such a great film to you?
It's fun. It's fun. It's wild. It's crazy. It's out there. It's so much more entertaining than the original. And I hated the original, guys. Seriously.
Right.
Okay. And here's why. I got to tell you the story about the original. So I saw the documentary, mockumentary, which I thought was a documentary on the History Channel. And I saw that and I said, oh, I got to go look this stuff up. So I went and I was on the websites and I thought this whole thing was real. Okay.
Right. We all did.
Up until 2 days before, when I was accidentally watching television and I accidentally saw Heather Donahue and the other one, Josh on a talk show, a morning show.
That's right.
And they're like, we're alive, we're not dead. And I'm like, what? Oh no, they last broadcasted me. That's what I said. They last broadcasted me. This is not fair. They should have told me beforehand. This isn't fair. So I was going there. I was so excited to go there because I thought, oh my God, this is going to be, I really thought I was going there to see a documentary about a real life situation.
Right.
And it wasn't. So when I went there, everything I saw was bullshit. So I was like, this is bullshit. I'm not enjoying myself for one bit. Because, I mean, it was great. And now that it's been years, I have more of an appreciation for it, of a technical appreciation for it, because I understand it now. But when that came out, I was pissed because I thought, it ruined the experience for me. It ruined it. It completely wrecked it. So I was like, this is not going to be good for me. And sure enough, I walked out of there going, yeah, I was all right. Because it didn't give me the thrill I was looking for. I was looking for this thrill, and that thrill got ruined. So when the second one came out and I found out that it was this totally different situation, that they had written a good script and, that they were doing it this way, I was like, cool, I want to see what this is all about. I saw the commercials for it. I was like, oh, it looks good to me. I really want to see it. I go to see it, and I immediately was like, this is fantastic. This is fantastic. Now, I didn't know at the time about all of the problems with it, the cutting it up, the Weinstein crap. I didn't know about all that until later. But it didn't matter to me because I felt like it was fun. It was fun. It was engaging. I like the characters a lot. I was invested in the story, even though it's not real. It didn't matter to me that it wasn't real because I knew it was going to be real before I went. So I had no expectations. And that's where basically I learned that having expectations is not a good thing. Because
that's true.
You go into something with expectations, your chances of liking it or disliking it, your chances of disliking it are actually greater because you already had an idea of what you thought you were going to see in your head. If you speculate too much on something and you start to convince yourself that that's what you're going to see, and then you go in there and that's not what you see, you tend to get a little upset. So I convinced myself that I'm just not going to do that anymore. Like with Halloween Ends, I didn't see anybody. I didn't come in here. I didn't go in anybody's chats, nobody's for 2-3 weeks until I finally went and saw it because I didn't want anything to get spoiled for me. And I didn't want other people's opinions about it to give me a preconceived notion about what I was going to see. And sure enough, I went in there and I absolutely loved that movie. Love it. I mean, to me, now, this is probably my favorite of the Halloween movies. It's the deepest of the Halloween movies. And for me, the franchise is now going to go 2018 kills and ends. And that's the way I want to watch it from now on. Because that's what I like. I mean, I love the original trilogy, or the original timeline. I love the HBO timeline. I like those timelines, but they're not as entertaining for me as this last bit was, because in my opinion, and I know a lot of people don't agree with me, but I think Danny McBride is pretty freaking smart. And I think what he did here was really intelligent. And I don't think he's getting the credit he deserves. And I understand that a lot of people are like, oh, he's a horror. He can't write horror because he's a comedian. I don't care. I don't care.
Of course, that's been proven wrong because we've seen other comedians that have done well in horror, namely Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele, exactly. Yes. I mean, I just don't think that you people should just stick somebody in one box and say that's what you are. Because if you look at my own channel, that's a prime example of my the way I think about the world. I'm not going to stick myself in one box just because I'm on region free. And I'm a horror fan doesn't mean I'm just going to be a horror channel. And just because I'm a Twin Peaks fan and I was on a Twin Peaks show doesn't mean that on my channel I'm going to have all Twin Peaks stuff or David Lynch stuff, because I'm a full rounded person and I have many interests. And so that's why my channel is called Jamie Hart and not something, related to horror movies or anything else. Because my channel isn't really about horror movies. It's about me.
It's a variety.
Yeah.
and the things
It's
that
about me
you have
and my
passion for.
experience with things. So
Mhm.
that's why I go out and I show you guys like nature and stuff that's around me, because I'm trying to make people understand that, there's way more to life out there. You need to go out
It's
there
true.
and you need to walk out in the air and get into the nature. And New York is not just one big city. New York is
Mhm.
full of forests and beautiful places, and people should come here more often and find all the hidden waterfalls that are around here, because there's tons of hidden waterfalls. All you got to do is walk through the woods and you're going to find one eventually. I mean, it really is. It really is a beautiful state. So part of
Yeah.
my thing is trying to show that things are not always what they seem, and people are multifaceted. And so I don't like to keep people in one little box. So
That's a good point. No, absolutely. I mean, I think, especially for, as people go along in life, they probably have so many different sides to their personality and so many things that interest them and so many things that they have a passion for and talents and so forth. So I think that that is really, really cool, and it's just like, and I've said this in live streams before too. We had, I think it was last week, we had someone that was, you know, hoping that the discussion was going to be in one specific thing. And I was thinking, well, you know how these live streams are. We could talk about anything. We could talk about one thing and then go to another, and obviously a lot of it is usually movie talk, but it goes into other aspects as well. And I enjoy doing that, because just like I said the other night, we were talking about Fleetwood Mac, and that's a huge passion of mine is music. So I think it's really cool when people are able to have that type of variety in what they do and in what they put out there to the world. So hats off. Absolutely. Phil's a fan of Book of Shadows. I knew that.
So is a lot of people that you wouldn't expect, like Lauren Dixon. He loves Book of Shadows.
Really?
Him and I bonded over that too. Yeah, and he also loves Jason X like I do,
I love
and
Jason X
Alien
too.
3.
Yeah, I
So
love Alien 3 too.
yeah, those are movies that a lot of people don't like, that I'm always like, well, I love those movies. I mean, those are some of my favorites, and I understand why people don't like them, but I also think that they're a lot of times they limit themselves,
Right.
to a specific style or type or whatever, and that's not reality for me.
True
Reality is that everything is, multifaceted, and I'm going to have many different things that I like for many different reasons. And I try to find something I like in everything, even if I don't like something.
Yeah.
So I try not to stick to the negative.
Right. Corey Henderson, I actually like the second one way better than the first. I know you do. I know you do.
Yes. We should do a watch along of that one, because I love that.
I thought about doing that actually. I've got the list I have for watch parties is so ridiculous. I mean, it's a good thing too, because it's kind of an exciting thing, as far as just different things to look forward to. But it's a long list, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Retro saying, Night, you got to do some kind of video on Liquid Television. Oh yes, Liquid Television. The Insta post you did on Aeon Flux brought back memories.
I
Yes.
loved Aeon Flux. I never missed it.
Me
never missed it.
neither.
It
I've
was
got the collection on DVD.
Oh, you do? Oh, that's
Yes.
awesome.
It is
That was
cool.
a show that every single, I think was it Sunday nights it was on?
I think
Every
so.
Sunday night, I was in college, and all of us would gather in my living room to watch it. That was
a
one of
great
those
show.
shows. Yeah.
I miss stuff like that, man, because it was just so creative. Liquid Television was just so creative, and obviously Eon Flux was a very popular thing that came out of that. But
Mhm.
yeah, I might have to do a video on that retro. I've been thinking about it. There's definitely some stuff on the list, definitely.
Did you like the Aeon Flux movie with Charlize Theron?
Well, all right, let me just get my words together here. I thought it wasn't what I was hoping it would be. It was obviously a lot different than the anime, but I did enjoy what they were trying to do with it. Now part of that might also be because I'm a huge Charlize Theron fan. I mean, I think as an actress, she's just fantastic.
She is.
It's not my favorite thing, but I do own it. and I've watched it many times. So I guess you could say I liked it. I mean, I wish it could have been, but of course, then the other part of me says there's no way they could have really adapted it to what I loved about the anime. Because the anime was meant to be something that is totally surrealistic, it's not real life. You can't do that, or at least back then. But I've got it on physical, and I've watched it many times, so it was fun for what it was. What about
I
you?
don't think I've watched the cartoon since it was actually running on MTV. So
Wow.
it's been a long time.
Mhm.
I want to see it. The movie I've seen a bunch of the times.
Yeah.
Many, many times.
You're
I actually
you're a
really
fan of
liked
it?
it. Yeah, I'm a fan of the movie.
Mhm.
Not because it reminds me of the show so much. I kind of saw it as like a separate entity because, like you said,
Yes.
it's not exactly. It doesn't exactly measure up,
Right.
but it is good for what it is, and
Right.
I enjoy Charlize Theron. I like the special effects, and I like the costumes, and
Yep.
it's got good aesthetic. So
Yeah.
that's the first thing I'm always looking for in a movie is what it looks like. If it's
Mhm.
pretty and looks good, I usually like it. I have a little amateur photographer in me. I don't know if you know this about me,
No.
but I take photos. It's my thing. I
Mhm.
have this little Sony Cybershot camera. It's a tiny little thing.
Ooh.
Takes the best pictures. All those moon pictures of mine,
Mhm.
I took them all on this. This is what I did.
Oh, nice.
Remember when I filmed the eclipse? I
Yes.
filmed it on this. It's an amazing camera. Sony Cybershot, guys. It's awesome.
Those were amazing images. I was like, wow, I felt like I was right there.
Yeah, it takes such good pictures of the moon. It just blows my mind.
Mm.
And so I'm a little bit of an amateur photographer. So I like to look at how people frame stuff and the expanse of the pictures and
Mhm.
how it's put together, the composition of them. And that was really why I really liked Halloween Ends. Well, part of it.
It was a
Because
beautifully made movie.
it's shot so beautifully and the
Yeah, it is.
framing in it is so good. And very X is the same thing. X had
Mm.
so many good shots, and some
Mhm.
of those shots are actually homages, I think, like to Last
Yes.
House on the Left and
Oh, yeah.
quite a few other things. I can't
Absolutely.
remember. I wrote them all down when I did the show on Region Free about it, but it's really, for me, that's the first thing I'm looking for is the
Mhm.
aesthetic. And then after that, I start looking at, does it grip me? Is the story gripping? Does it have good writing? How's the
Right.
music and all that stuff? But always the first thing I look at is the beauty of it. So
Mm.
I think that
Absolutely.
started with me with Spielberg and Jaws because
Mm.
look at Jaws, it's
Yeah.
absolutely gorgeous to look at. And everything has to measure up this for me.
Absolutely.
So.
Jaws is the OG. The
Now, if you guys
OG.
haven't seen I don't know if you're big Twin Peaks fans out there or not, but I was in a little fan film. Not a little fan film, quite a big fan film. It's 4 hours long, but
Mm.
they did put out in 5 parts. So if you want to watch it separated, you can watch it separated. But it's called Queen of Hearts, a Twin Peaks fan film. And Cameron has a beautiful, beautiful eye for visuals. And that fan film is gorgeous. It's not shot like a fan film. And even though he did it on an iPhone, it doesn't look like he did it on an iPhone. It looks really, really good.
And it was
So
all done on an iPhone?
the whole thing was done on an
Wow.
iPhone. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is cool. That
Yeah.
is very cool.
It is. It's super cool. And there is an IMDb page on it now, which means I have a
Credit.
IMDb page myself now.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
I got one
Nice.
credit there for just my little voice. I'm a pixie in the Black Lodge.
That is
And
so
all I
cool.
say is he's here.
Hey, but that's still something.
Yeah.
It's still something.
It means so much to me that Cameron put me in that movie at all. I was supposed to have a bigger part, but COVID hit. And then
Oh,
I couldn't
yeah.
travel there. So,
Right.
but if he ever does a sequel, I'm going to have a much bigger part in the sequel.
Nice. Very, very
So.
cool. Carrie saying, Jamie, I love the passion in your views. Halloween Ends will end up being like 3 in my opinion. It's not getting received now, but I think it truly will in a few years from now. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I think it's very similar, and as soon as the friggin' movie started, you knew what you were into. And hey, Katie, good to see you too. The font right in the beginning of the movie, it just told. As soon as I saw that, I was like, "Uh-oh, this is going to be like Halloween 3," you know? And yeah, I think it's going to be a movie that people are going to come around more so down the road, just like Halloween 3, just like Wes Craven's New Nightmare, you know, and so forth and so forth. You know, movies that people kind of they get stunned at first. You know what I mean?
What
And
I
then
like is
they
that
come
it's
around.
trying to it's a message. It's telling you a message, and it's something that people really need to hear these days, which
Mm,
is, you know, trauma changes you, and it
yep.
changes your perspective. And
Mm,
it takes excuse me. Sorry, my throat's starting to get to me. It takes your control away.
mm,
And when you don't have control over your own emotions, over your own actions, and you let trauma control you, you will create more trauma. You will
right.
take that trauma and you will perpetrate it on others. And that's what that's about. It's
Mm-hmm.
about collective trauma and how it affects people individually.
Yeah.
The
Absolutely.
town is miserable and has gone through this collective trauma, and they take it out on all the wrong people.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
that's, to me, is an extremely important message right now, because
Yeah.
I think that parallels what's going on in our country. So
Yeah, I think so too. And that's what was so I think that's what was so cool about this trilogy is that they were able to have those things woven into the story, and they used Michael Myers and his mythology to
as
kind
a
of be
catalyst.
yes, you
Yes.
know, he was the catalyst.
Mhm.
And I mean, if that's not smart filmmaking, I don't know what is, because whatever people may think, and you obviously you know this, Jamie, I've talked ad nauseum about all of these movies, but you know, when you talk, and we're talking about a horror movie, and I'm not trying to say that disrespectfully, but I'm saying we're talking about horror movies, and especially Halloween movies, which have been around for damn near 50 years, to be able to do this late in a franchise and actually have something of some substance in
Substance,
it.
yes.
I mean, I think that's, I mean, what more can you ask for? You know what I mean? As far as it being somewhat intelligent, and I think it's very intelligent, and the care and the craft that they put into the film, the actors, the costumes, the practical. I mean, I guess in other words, what I'm saying is they tried really hard to put their best foot forward. And as much as I love the franchise, we all know that there's several entries in this franchise, even if they're beloved or liked or whatever, where they were not putting forth the best that they could. You know what I'm
No.
saying?
Uh-uh.
And I'm not
No.
even just talking about Michael's mask. And of course, that can be the first thing people
Ugh.
think of. But seriously, you know, this trilogy definitely, so much respect to those guys, man. Just so much respect to them.
Yeah, they truly have blown my mind. I wasn't a big fan of 2018 when I first saw it,
Mhm.
but after a while, it started to grow on me.
Mhm.
Then when I saw Kills was so fun. And so it made me giddy, and I was squirming in my chair, and I was excited, and I loved Uber Michael. I mean, I
Right?
loved it. I loved it. It was so vicious. And I
Yes.
wanted it to be vicious. I liked it being vicious. And then they come out with Ends, and it's
Mhm.
this deep Lynchian story
Mhm.
that
Yeah, it is.
gripped me and made me go, oh my God, these guys know, they are freaking smart. They are
Mhm.
intelligent people. And
Yep.
I think Danny McBride did a great job. He did a great
Mhm.
job with the writing on this one.
Mhm.
I like the last one too. The first one, it was for me, but these other two are,
Mhm.
and Ends just solidified it, because I really want to see more. This is something that people don't seem to understand. And I know a lot of people I don't know where they get this idea from, but every great civilization in history, always, the smarter ones, always have art as being one of their highest, culture things. We
That's true.
have to realize that there's a reason for that. Art is a reflection of reality, but not real reality, but it's a reflection. It's supposed to be a reflection of reality. There's no reason to even make art unless you have something to say. So
Right.
like even a painting has something to say. There's a meaning behind everything. So for me, this idea that, movies aren't supposed to have messages, well, what are they supposed to be then?
Right.
I mean, in order to have a story, you have to have 3 acts and there has to be some sort of message in it, That's what I like about this trilogy is they're not afraid to, tell everybody that's saying, we don't want messages in our movies to screw off and just they don't know what they're talking about because
Right.
this is historical art all the way back. No matter how far you go back, art is a message. It brings you messages right down to graffiti on the walls.
It's true.
That's why I think that people need to understand that, these messages in these movies are important and we should be listening, because I also happen to think that comedians and artists are the smartest people on the planet. And that's why I think they're the smartest people on the planet, because they're able to take something like a story and put something in it that you can relate to your natural surroundings and learn from it.
Right.
And I think that like Jesus, I'm not religious at all. I'm not at all. I'm just saying though, that Jesus even taught in parables. So there's a reason why he taught in parables, because it's sending a message. It's supposed to stick with you. All fairy tales are warnings, are they not? So it's, to me, having a message and ends, especially one that is this strong. I feel like people that are like mad about it, I think they need to reevaluate, because there's a real message in here that we all need to be listening to so we don't repeat the same mistakes again.
Right.
Vis-a-vis
I agree.
Trump. He's bad.
Well, and the thing too is that in the movies, there's a clear through line for what they're talking about.
Yeah.
It totally falls in line with the story going all the way back to 1978's Halloween. You have this woman that went through this situation. She survived it. And it makes sense, man. That can mess with you.
Yeah.
And what we see in her character and how it affects her family and how it affected the town. It's not only believable, but it's like, yeah, that makes sense. So I totally agree with you. And I think that it was really smart of them to do that, to use that as the way that they do it. So, oops, we just lost Jamie. But I think it was really, really smart for them to use that as part of the through line through all the movies. So anyways, and hey, what's up, Bones? Bones is in the chat too. Good to see you. Good to see you. Retro saying, I didn't love Ends, but didn't hate it either. Some people really hate it though. Yeah, and I just think that the thing of it is that, hey, the story, to me, it just made sense. And, obviously that doesn't mean that everyone's going to love the story, but I just think it was a really smart way to incorporate that into what could have been just a regular slasher movie, and I love slasher movies, don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying it could have just been the run of the mill, hey, the bad guy's killing some people, who's going to be left, and there's the end of the movie. They really went deeper than that, and they actually showed, okay, well, this is how people can be affected by that, and not just the people that were in immediate peril like Laurie. You're talking about people that were in the town that had no type of real experience with Michael, but they live in a place where Michael is known and so forth and so forth. So I just thought that was interesting.
It's really about how fear controls the way you think and the way you act, and how whether to me the message is that You're not supposed to let fear control the way you think and the way you act. If you're letting fear control the way you think and the way you act, your chances of being mean and rotten and horrible person to somebody else is greater. Which is why I like the end when they put him in the for more than one reason actually, but I like when they put him in the grinder, because to me the whole town is saying, we're done with this. We're tired of fear. We're going to crush this fear. And so they crush the fear. And that fear is not coming back. I mean, that's another thing. I said before I went and saw this movie or anything else, I am done with Halloween. I'm done with Michael Myers. I'm done with it. I don't want a remake. I don't want a reboot. I don't want any more. Why do we have to keep rehashing the same boogeyman over and over again? I think that it's time to get over this. They need to find, this generation needs to find their own boogeyman. We can't just keep rehashing our boogeyman over and over and over again. Plus, I know darn well that there are original ideas out there. It's just that the suits who are too stiff don't want to take a chance on anything. And that is a problem. You need to take a chance. So
it is. And I mean, and, and that's why, when you got, things like art, and Terrifier and stuff like that, it's like, I'm glad that we have, some new icons, some new stories, some different angles being put forth in horror, because we need those, we need, icons like art. We need directors like James Wan and Jordan Peele, and some of these stories that aren't rehashes, reboots, requels, sequels, remakes, adaptations, and so forth. Because that's what's going to keep horror strong. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. Retro saying, I think we should be allowed to like or dislike any movie without being judged. I agree. Movies like other forms of entertainment is subjective unless you like the Rob Zombie Halloween movies.
Which I do. I'm a huge defender of Rob Zombie. Huge.
I love that. I said, just kidding. Oh my God. Well, look, this has been a lot of fun, but we have come to that point, and seriously, this has been a blast. Just having the chance to go through all these different ideas and stuff. It's been really, really cool. And for you guys in the chat, thanks so much for hanging out. We really appreciate that too. And just being, just always having great conversation and supportive and so forth. We really, really appreciate that too. Definitely check out Jamie's channel. We put the link in the live chat. The link's going to be in the description. Check her out. Obviously, you're going to get a lot of variety from her channel, but obviously, as you guys know, because she's in the live chats quite often herself, very positive, very knowledgeable, and kind soul. Even though she has a bat. Even though she has a bat. It's okay, though, because
I'm
that's
kind
smart.
unless you cross me. So.
And Val, thanks for putting that in there. Definitely leave a comment in the comment section. Let us know what you think about some of these movies that we've talked about. Some that are hated or despised, some that are loved, some that are both. We've talked about some that we love or didn't like, and so forth. So let us know about those in the comment section. Give the video a like. Retro saying, good show, Knight and Jamie. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Appreciate that.
Thanks for having me on. I really enjoyed this, and it's been a while since I've been on with anybody to talk about anything. So I really enjoyed this. I appreciated it greatly.
Well, I'm glad that you got the chance to do it. I was, like I've said, it's always fun to be able to have someone to kind of talk about these things with, and getting to know them. And obviously, like I said, we've always, really appreciate your support, for the channel, but also the community itself, because you do support so many other channels too, which to me, that's always really special, because it just strengthens the community. It really, really does. So I'm glad that you were able to come on.
The rounds and, try to be in everybody's chats if I can, and make comments if I can. And I definitely go in and like everybody's videos. So
yeah, it was really, really cool. Yeah, absolutely. And thank you, Val. Yes, it was great having Jamie on. Absolutely.
Thanks, Val.
And Gina, you take it easy too. All right, so we will catch you guys later. Jamie, I'll have you hold on for 1 second as we get through the outro here. But for the rest of you guys, have a great rest of your day. If you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you are the Nightwatch. Peace.